Yo.
Sebagai Sanford
We live.
Potensial buat long
MPL
term.
ID day
Mau
1.
belajar
Mother
banyak
lovers.
gitu-gitu.
Let's go.
Terus
Hold on 1 second.
Dia tryhard juga setiap hari gue lihat kayak yang Sansan duo juga. Dia aktif banget gitu.
Semua langsung dikuat karena ada konsil pula. Tapi Sirkling deklarasi seperti ada miscom di area tersebut.
Day 1 Mother lovers.
Yap, dan ini belum berhenti karena pertempuran kembali terjadi. Blazing langsung dikuat begitu saja. Cry, Nido, Link jadi korban triple kill milik Gukun.
This not charging? Why is this not charging? There we go.
Yang bikin nyaman.
All right, boys.
Semuanya sih mereka
and girls.
Kayak selalu semangat.
And anyone else just joining the stream.
Ayo semangat gitu-gitu di screen.
We live.
Senang sih, senang banget. Apalagi ini season pertama di MPL kan. Langsung playoff. Ini belum berakhir, ini masih permulaan. Kita bakal kasih kejutan di playoff nanti. Tunggu aja.
What's good, Zane? On crack. Asman, how's it going? Matt Melvin, Yosef, Daniel, Kamanchi, how's it going, guys? How's it going? Don't forget to hit that like button. It really is appreciated. Yo, big shout outs to Matt Melvin on the thumbnail he did for the last video with the trophy, the MPLPH competitive thumbnail. It really goes hard. Really goes hard. RRQ. Hey man.
Telah kita lalui bersama. Musim berganti tanpa jejak sejarah yang nyata.
Oh no. Boom, share that.
Namun, api semangat tak akan pernah redup dalam kemenangan atau kekalahan. Kita tetap teguh. Masa lalu adalah sejarah.
Did that? I don't think, honestly, the whole NA got robbed video is very split down the middle. Let's be real. It's not like all the comments are negative. I would say it's pretty 50-50. So the video is really not. I don't think that video is too bad.
Kita bersatu dalam harapan.
And no matter what I say, people are gonna take it. It's not like that. I don't think that was really like a. I think the title's horrible. It's super clickbaity. Because it really spews what I'm saying, and like I never said that we got robbed, but no. I stand strong to I think what I said in that video. I don't think there was really that. It's not. Nothing was really pulled out of
Di regular
context.
season kemarin, kita nggak bisa apa-apa selain menunggu takdir. Dari RRQ, kita belajar. Semua belum berakhir sampai benar-benar terakhir. Jadi, terserah orang mau bilang sejarah buruk akan RRQ Kir, tapi kita di sini siap dukung RRQ sampai akhir.
Musim demi musim, hal buruk sudah kita laluin bersama. Jadi, awal yang buruk tidak mungkin bisa bikin
Cameron,
kita
yeah, I mean, there's always people who do that, bro.
Itu jadi cambuk untuk
That's normal.
bisa dukung Evos agar bisa mengamuk. Anehnya, mengapa banyak yang bilang kami tidak punya akal?
Katanya, buat apa dukung tim yang hampir gagal? Tapi yang mereka tidak tahu, kesetiaan itu memang mahal.
Heard homeboys kick nets. I saw something about that, but I mean I don't think I actually like heard that they kicked him. I don't know exactly, but I saw LaFell like left a comment in MPL official channel. I think he worded it really well.
Dari pertarungan sengit untuk menantang
we can read it in a little bit.
Raja lagi. Regular season memang sengit, tapi mereka sudah melewati berbagai jalan sulit. Sudah menguat dari banyak pengalaman pahit. Dan inilah halangan terakhir para penantang.
Z-Killed must be recorded.
Sang Raja Langit.
It is what it is, bro.
Fnatic
It's no different than like a news station and magazines that get famous actors and clip them and quote them out of context or take pictures of them while they're with some girl or this or that. Like it just comes with the business, you know.
Musim beruntun dia
Comes with it.
3 musim berturut-turut menjadi juara. Membuat siapapun eranya.
I never want to have to like.
Masanya.
One thing though is like I don't ever want to have to like
Sebagai tantangan terakhir.
PG-13 my stream to you guys. You know, I don't want to like rate it. You know, I want to be able to always have fun with you guys and get crazy on stream, even if you know it gives the opportunity for people to clip certain things. Like I feel like that's what we do in this stream. It's kind of what this. It's why people come and watch. It's why we have fun. And I think most of my regular viewers know that we have fun here and everything isn't always so serious. We debate, we talk, you know.
Lalu
that just comes with
siapa
it,
yang akan mendapatkannya dan melaju ke MSC 2024 untuk membawa nama MPL Indonesia di panggung dunia. Marilah kita
all right, guys.
dari saksi.
Who are you? I don't want to know who you guys think you're gonna win. I don't want you guys to say who you think is gonna win. I want to know who you guys are supporting. Let me know who is everyone like. What's your guys'? Who are you fans of? Who do you want to make it to MSC the most? Let me get those fans in the chat, man. Not who you think is going to win, but who do you want to win? Who do you guys want to win?
Ya, bisa dibilang Geek Fam itu kutukan kita lah, kutukan King Slayer juga kan.
RRQ, BTR, Geek,
Gua bisa
Dewa.
handle itulah.
That one hurt.
Geek, mereka benar-benar menjadi The King Slayer. Belum terpatahkan juga secara histori sekarang.
Kalau dibilang King Slayer, bisa dibilang iya. Cuman kalau ekspektasi menurut aku di season playoffs ini, jangan terlalu
Fnatic, Onyx ID, okay.
Kan mereka jago juga terus pressure di playoffs tinggi. Kalau kita menang, baru kita bisa dibilang King Slayer.
Setelah berseason-season, satu tim yang tak bisa mengalahkan Geek Fam hanya RRQ.
Anagaki,
ya, bisa dibilang
Sasuke.
Geek Fam itu kutukan kita lah, kutukan King Slayer juga kan. Tapi menurut gua sih itu gua bisa handle itu lah.
versus Bamba. Bro, everyone's got Bamba on their hit list.
Kontrol emosi, kalian harus bisa menerima, kalian harus bisa lebih dewasa lagi, melihat jalan pertandingan, jalan kehidupan, ya. Jadi.
Yo, real quick, if you guys haven't already, it would mean the world to me if you guys could hit the like button. You know, it helps a lot with the stream. It helps push the stream out more. Hit the like button if you're really feeling crazy. Share it to some Facebook groups or something. You know, all that good stuff. Thank you so much. Put it on your IGs. I appreciate the world. Appreciate it.
Ya, kita bakal ngelanjutin title itu sih. Soalnya kita mau lanjutin perjalanan kita ke MSC lah.
Buat Skylar, gua tahu lu sharp, tapi kita sharp juga, jadi kita kasih yang terbaik ya. Lihat aja nanti.
Pesan buat Baloy, mending ke jungler gua aja sih, jangan ke lane gua. Gua pengen one-on-one aja sedikit.
MPL ID. Bro, I'm going to be so tired this week, guys.
We started the season with 9 teams, and 72 matches later, we are left with only 6. And the day has finally come, ladies and gentlemen, the day of reckoning that we have to send
Rashi,
2
smile, bro.
more
Why do you
home.
look like that?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the playoffs of MPL ID Season 13 live in Velodrome, Jakarta, Indonesia. You guys are now watching the English broadcast here with me, Eterna, alongside with Mirko, as well as Arashi.
Guys.
Momentous matches ahead of us. We're 2 teams.
I want to say,
we have to send home.
Sorry.
But before we begin, we do want to thank our sponsors.
Bring me back to
MPL ID
Mirko.
Season 13. is powered
Guys.
by Moonton.
I think that's a real
Presented to
tie.
you by the official tournament
I think
smartphone
that's
Samsung
a real
Galaxy.
tie.
We have our official
I
government
think he's
partner
wearing an actual tie.
BBESI, our official
don't think that's a
e-wallet
clip-on.
GoPay, our official destination
I don't know what
gaming
he's doing.
and esports Kadia.
Gosh
We
darn
also
it,
have
Eternal.
our
I don't wanna
official
see
gold
you right
partner,
now.
UBS Gold. We also want to thank
Give
our
me
partners
Mirko.
in esports. We got Dunya Games, Games Max,
I think he's wearing a
Oraimo,
real tie,
Combina,
guys.
Telkomsel,
Not
as
a
well as
clip-on.
our suppliers
I'm proud of you,
Innomart,
Mirko.
Point Coffee, Neo QLED, Super
I'm
Smart
proud of
TV
you.
Plus, as well as Saturdays.
Proud of you, Mirko.
Thank you so much to all the sponsors and all the aforementioned for making this tournament happen. Because once again, we are now in the playoffs. Mirko, we'll start with you. How are you feeling coming into this?
Well, you know, it feels like every single season, every single playoff,
Now, my
I
guy,
have the same answer.
Arashi
It's
over
always
there.
great being here, but for some reason, it just feels different. There's a different
I don't think
aura
that's
about this season's
I
playoffs,
think that's a
especially
real
after
tie.
a record-breaking regular season.
I don't know what he's doing
it
with
was
his
so
pocket,
close up until the very end.
with
Heck,
his,
we didn't even know if RRQ would
crumpled
even
up
make it in the
pocket
final day.
napkin here, but
Well, it's funny you say
all
that.
right,
It's
it's
a different
okay.
aura,
It's still
you know,
swagging.
considering the situation. But
It's
for
got
me
like
personally,
rosy
today,
vibes, I guess. Now that
there's a lot of
I
at
don't
stake
think
right here,
I don't know
especially
if that's
you're
a
a
real
fan of one of
tie.
these teams,
It
right?
might be.
The first day, nobody wants to be in
Might
the
actually be.
loser
That is a
seat,
nice tie, though.
especially
Whether
on
it's
that
real or
first
not,
day.
Arashi, it's a
It's
nice tie.
just that much harder than usual.
So the Kings are waving their flag, their white flag once more, but this time no one comes to answer the call as we get to match number 1 between the King Slayers themselves, Geek, going head-to-head against the Kings of Kings, RRQ. Meanwhile, in match number 2 of the day, we do have a new team. Who's this? TLID?
TLID, that's Liquid Aura for everybody who doesn't know maybe of the changes that were made in the break, the 2-week break between the regular season and the playoffs. We have Liquid Aura now stepping in, taking over Aura, the team we once know as just the Indonesian Dragons. Now they're the Cavalry.
The cavalry here trying to go up against Evos, a powerhouse in its own right. We'll have to wait though. In the beginning, this matchup is where everyone's attention is at for now because, you know, there's a bit of rivalry between these two teams and there's a bit of history if you look at the development of the regular season.
Definitely. And if we, circle back to match number 1, do you guys remember the final day
6 minutes,
of
boys.
the regular season?
Oh, yeah.
The only reason that RRQ were able to climb their
so
way
hungry.
into the playoffs was because Geek were able to win against Rebellion. And again, the Geeks, they're once again the gatekeepers of the RRQ success. So the question is, will they remain the King Saviors or will they turn into the King Slaves today?
I mean, you have to think about it, right? For RRQ, it's
she
a bit
just
of a
say the Kings?
lose-lose here. Because even if they win, everyone's going to be like, bro, really? That's how you repay them, right? for doing
the
so well. And
Martabucks?
for the Martabucks, exactly, man. So, it's a bit of a lose-lose, but it is the way it is. So, I'm hoping for an exciting match after 2
Where do
weeks
I
of
put
a
my
long,
chat,
long break.
yo?
I feel like there's going to be a lot of very interesting strategies and drafts we can expect to see today.
That's what she said, right? The
Talking
King
about
Slaves?
interesting, I'm wondering who will we be seeing from RRQ's lineup later on, but we do have
Prediction?
to
I don't
circle
know, man.
around this. Ladies and gentlemen, ever since MPL ID Season 11, RRQ have not won a single match up to this point.
Even when it looked like they were about to win just last season in the playoffs, Arashi, I don't think you
I
want
would
to
say
remember
like
this.
BTR, Aura, and
It
Geek
was a
are kind
reverse
of my
sweep that Geek
teams,
Fam were able
but
to
I
pull
don't know,
off.
man.
Two games.
I'm not.
The
I don't
first
like
2 games
it's-
they lost.
I haven't
against
never like.
RRQ, and that
I've
was
never
with Jadera.
really.
Out of nowhere, they subbed in Marquee.
I hate to say
and
it,
they
but I
found the
feel
solution.
like
They subbed in
no
the solution
team in
to find a
ID
solution.
has really like won me over.
What's going on? Why is it 7-0?
You have to wonder if there's kind of
And
a
I
mental
feel like,
situation, or if it's just like
Onyx is a
luck
cop-out,
involved
you know,
right
like
here. But
picking
the fact
Onyx
is,
as a
the
cop-out
stats
as your favorite
really
team.
show that
At least
Geek
for
Fam
me,
has
because
some
like
kind of hold
now they're
over
already like
RRQ.
one of the best
And
teams, you know.
considering
So
the
it's
way
like
both teams have been
coming in
performing
this late in the
season
game to pick
particular,
them.
I think the odds
It's
are
kind
that
of-
Geek Fam are the ones that will come out on top, especially with the versatile roamer here, Beloyski.
I have a fun fact here, actually. Before Beloyski came, Geek very seldomly won a match against RRQ, but since this man stepped in, it's been a win streak, and this is why.
It's just so versatile
time
when it
is
comes
it?
to
It
the
is
kinds of roamers that he can
1:55
bring.
a.m.
Of course, a lot of the other roamers, they have a wide hero pool. But
What's
when
up,
it comes
Bessie?
to the sheer diversity
What's
of
up, Bessie?
playstyles, assassins, mages, initiators, counter-engagers, and utility heroes, Beloyski just seems to have everything in the bag. And I really
All right,
feel
guys,
like it's
you
not
know what time it
exactly,
is?
Oh, he's just
You
his
join the
mechanical skills
Discord.
on these heroes. It's the big
You
brave
join the
boys, and
Discord.
He knows how to
You
get the
drop
best
your
out of that
prediction on
hero
this game on the
in
exact
the
score,
most weird of situations.
and the people who get it right have a chance to win the
I
skin.
think also the only roamer that we let commit
You guys know what
crimes.
time it is.
Right? He pulls off the Saber roam and then
Yeah.
he plays the Helker roam
Join
as
the
well.
Discord.
It became a meme in Indonesia as he performs well on the Helker roam, but
Drop
apparently
your
everybody
prediction.
else
It's gotta
doesn't,
be
especially in our
Geek
ranked games here.
3-2,
You are not below it.
RQ
That's the meme that we usually
3-1.
hear. Wake
But
up.
whatever.
RQ.
Guess
Now big
the
question
exact
is,
score.
What's going to happen? Are they
Get
going
put
to be
into
able
a
to
pool
adapt
to win.
a team that they haven't been able to beat for what, 2 seasons in a row right now? And it so happens
JC,
to be
what's up?
in the playoffs. They're up
Mr.
against their
Wagner.
natural
Ryan, how's it going, man?
And 2 weeks isn't a long
Mr.
time.
Vayan.
In the grand scheme of things, 14 days was all the amount of time that they had to try and figure out how to finally
Whatever
win
skin
a
you
game
want, as long as
or
it's
a match
purchased, as long as it's
against
not like
Geek.
you don't have to like
And
roll
coming
for it.
into a
Yeah,
best
epic
of 5, ladies
skin,
and gentlemen, by the way, in the
Lightborn,
playoffs, it's
whatever,
no longer
just
a best
whatever
of
you
3, it's
want,
a
man.
Best of 5 now. That luck
I got a lot of
factor,
extra
it's
diamonds that I'm not
slipping.
using.
It's slipping
Moonton's been good to
away.
me,
And
boys.
the question is, do they have what it takes? I think everyone, despite them rooting the Kingdom right now, everyone is doubting whether or not RRQ can take this match.
And who can blame them, right, with how they've been performing? And there's also questions about who's going to play.
Exactly.
Right, because we've seen them do so many changes in the regular season. Now
Time
they
to drop
need
on the
changes. What
IG.
kind of final strategy, the final roster will be used to try and go up against Geek Fam? Because you have to keep in mind, usually the idea is that the longer the game goes, or best of 5, best of 7, Geek Fam, the longer it goes, they just seem to get better and better. That is
MPL ID
another,
playoffs,
factor
day
that
1.
RRQ definitely has
Geek
to think
Fam
about
versus
when they're
RRQ.
strategizing
We're watching it
for this
live.
match. Well, you know, one thing that Geek Fam
Get
needs
up
to
in here.
strategize against is the crowd. Because RRQ, we all know how passionate, how amazing their fans are in the Kingdom.
Was that
are
good, guys?
Here
Was that good?
in the Jakarta International Velodrome, full force. You can probably hear them from Arashi's side. We're actually sitting in the Kingdom side, and man, as the match goes deeper, we're gonna get these people screaming even louder and louder. And for sure, that's always been the problem for Chidera.
Eternal looks like
Chidera
Eminem's
in
daughter,
playoffs.
Haley.
It's always
No,
different
bro.
for some reason. I don't know if it's the stage,
No, bro.
a different atmosphere. I don't know.
Who's been bumping the
It's
Houdini
stage
track?
fright? Up until this point,
Extra pressure? I mean, he was relatively new and he has been very impressive. And if it is a mental aspect, I feel like at this point, with how long he has been playing, he must have kind of made a breakthrough.
it's been quite some time, but the one thing that we do have to admit, Chidera is an emotional player.
Yeah.
When he does well, we can see him rolling with tears on the stage. When he doesn't perform, the same can be said. So there definitely can be. I'm getting distracted, ladies and gentlemen. It's a shame if you guys don't make your way to Velodrome right now to see how united the Kingdom is over there on the stage.
Is it only a best of
amazing to
3?
see that amount of support
Wait,
coming
it's not a best of 5?
despite everything that went down in the regular season.
I just read in the
But
Discord that it's
circling
only
back
best
to
of 3.
RRQ, now,
Is that right?
a lot of there. Finally, you get to see it.
No, they're best of 5s, man.
That's
It's
how many
best of
meters is
5.
that?
It's BO5.
It's a long stretch,
It's
man.
a long stretch.
And it just,
Why is-
yeah,
why
they're
is
so
Vince-
coordinated.
why
It
is
seems like more
Vincey
people are coming in
trolling
as
in
we speak
Discord,
right
bro?
now into the Jakarta International Velodrome. So if you guys are in Indonesia, you have those tickets, come by. And even if you don't, there's
Come
a
by still.
land of fun outside for free that you guys can go and
Vice
enjoy.
City,
merchandise,
Vice City
all that.
officers
Yeah.
trolling in
More
Discord.
fun with Arashi there.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. And
I
you have to give
kill!
credit as well, though, to the stage.
Dream
right?
bracket,
This is
boss,
a-
let's
a
go!
bicycle, like stadium
Yeah,
circuit,
this is a cycling
and they
track.
found a way to repurpose it, and it looks very, very nice.
It does.
It looked better at night, trust me, all right?
Oh,
When you
yeah.
guys see it later on for our second match, when it actually starts at night, evening, almost, you're going to see
Oh, it is BO3.
prime stage MPL ID playoffs.
Why does it
So
say
that comes
BO3?
later. So let's center back to game number 1 or match number 1. A
I'm
lot
dumb.
of people are saying that RRQ
Bro,
should
on
fall back
Wikipedia-
to their identity, their core identity that
It
we saw
says-
earlier on in
I'm getting
the
trolled
season,
in
which is to
Discord right
focus
now.
on Skylar. But another
On
person could argue
Wikipedia,
that
it
it's
says
one-dimensional.
best of
So
5.
what is your opinion on it? Let's start with you, Mirko.
Well, honestly, looking at RRQ, right, the main factor of their success in the regular season has been Skylar. It just seems like even in the regular season, when we say they're Skylar esports, it makes sense because Skylar can carry them. But up against a team like this, they need to add some versatility into their lineup. Irad is one person that they can rely on to go for those carries later on.
Wait, hang on. That's Clay in the mid lane. So this is the lineup that you're questioning, Arashi.
Yeah, Clay coming into the mid lane, despite some concerns, some doubts, he will be performing today. We'll have to see how he does.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our first match of the day, a knockout, an elimination match will be played. It's the Kingslayers.
I always like when Mirko brings out his Dragon Ball Z voice.
Will they be the saviors once again of the King?
Once again, will they be? I'm not hating. I love it.
Or will they prevail after helping?
It's just always funny hearing him switch it up, like going from being his normal voice and then going into that voice
of elimination. Welcome, Geek Fam and RRQ Hoshi.
Man brought in the...
These two teams have enough stories between them to fill an entire novel. Imagine the team that saved you, that gave you the opportunity to make it to the playoffs are now the ones to push you down. In leg number 1, it was 2-1 for Geek. In leg number 2, it was 2-0 Geek. But playoffs are a different ball game. So can we expect a different outcome?
Still same roster though from RRQ, and even still Xayah alone up against Bluffsy and Mura. This is another 2v1 situation that Xayah
What's the
finds
bracket?
himself
You know where we're gonna go? We're gonna go to the website.
MPL. What are your thoughts on this? Xayah still coaching, it seems, alone on stage.
MPLID.com.
I feel like it's a bit unfortunate, especially considering how important it seems like the coaching, the drafting has been in Season 13. I feel like he really needs some
We're gonna
backup.
go.
We've already said
It's a best of 5, bro. They're just whiffing.
With Coach Xayah looking exhausted.
They're whiffing. It's a
looking
BO5,
pressured,
man.
But he has a lot of responsibility.
The screen
and
just
so
says
far,
BO3.
He has been able to deliver improvements, deliver winning drafts in the drafting phase. So for the Kingdom, they have to go and put their trust in Coach Xayah all the way.
But to be honest, during the break on social media, it feels like that pressure, it's there, but we've seen a better emotion for Xayah. I mean, he's smiling with the players, so maybe the situation has changed. Maybe something in the management has changed. But let's hope he brings
it's
that
not my fault
into this.
that the production
because,
put
I mean,
BO3 on the
the
screen, unbeatable. I am using my brain. I'm using my deduction skills. I went to MPL Indonesia website to look at the actual image of the original bracket to figure out it's best of 5, but it doesn't make me stupid.
But we need to make it a
say
I
that
need
it's
to find
best
a way
of 3.
somehow. He always looks so stressed. I'm glad to see that he's finally finding comfort here in Indonesia for RRQ as well, because seriously, in the playoffs, I think that might be what you need. You need to play through your comforts. You need to play through your strong points. If it's still Skylar Esports, if it's still Skylar centric, should they play towards that? I feel like, in a way, right? Using Skylar as the main weapon is not
My bad. Let me chill.
a bad
I'm sorry.
situation, but I
I'm
think you need
sorry.
to have
Let me
flexibility,
chill.
Right? Being a bit two-dimensional.
Let me chill.
Especially against a team like Geek Fam so far.
What's up, Co-Watch
on
Unorthodox?
Looking at the most
How'd you know my
Especially
surname?
with the Blues and win rate favoring
How'd you know
for
my
Geek Fam.
surname?
A lot of options they can explore right here.
You figured out my middle name, bro.
In the jungle
Second slot
really seems
yapper.
to be the main thing that both teams really contest. Afterwards, though, it is going to be the Nathan and the Claude. You have to wonder, with the current situation, the current meta that's so much more aggressive, do these teams want to go and secure a late game carry, or do they want to go all in and try and just get some kind of aggressive snowballing composition to try and get more guarantees, especially in that mid game?
That's actually a really good point that you brought up, right? Because
Oh, no.
I think the last league that we saw, I think you mentioned this, Miracle, was MPLPH, and you mentioned the teams that are able to bring and find their strength in the early to the mid game usually are the teams to take the game. Do you think will we be seeing the same kind of difference, the shift for Indonesia, or it's just a region diff?
BTR is a good shot to win.
Honestly, it relies on a lot of their discipline.
Be pretty
and
cool.
Decision making in the game. When you play with an early game composition, you technically need to play perfect up until that mid game, up until that end point, right? You have a very, very small window of opportunity to make that work.
Richest in NA, bro. I am not.
really look to
I am the
Geek Fam to
brokest
pull off.
caster in NA, guys.
So you're pulling it off. The keys to
I have a
victory
kid.
by the Samsung Galaxy
I'm.
A55,
If
A55,
listen, if the other casters, except for Wheezy, Wheezy has
one is an engager, the other one has
Wheezy has like 2 or 3
and vice
kids.
versa. They have to cover for each
But if the
other's
other
holes in
casters
their
don't have
game,
more money
and
than me, then
usually
there is a
that is what
severe
allows you to have
problem.
such good balance in the drafting phase. And prepare
I'm hanging on, guys. I'm hanging on by a thread, bro.
make sure that he has that solution effect that they are looking for in the playoff state.
I mean, remember what he was able to offer last time around when he suddenly stepped in? I think a lot of people were like, what? A sub in the gold lane this late? I don't think it's going to work
Weezy has
out,
like 2 or 3
they
kids,
were
man.
like, no, it is. And it actually did. But going back to point number 1, this is something that is unique to Geek Fam, right? The fact that they're able to kind of shift the responsibility of initiating and covering between Luke and Beloyski, and that just layers that flexibility. But meanwhile, we're going to take a look at the keys to victory for RRQ.
You better do it right, that final one.
Well,
Steph Daddy.
the RRQ's
Steph Daddy
triangle, the
Weezy.
jungle, mid, and roam, especially with Clay in the mix, he needs to be able to be moving in better synergy
With
his
different
team,
mothers?
making
No,
sure that
bro.
He does not get out of position.
He's married.
and
He
complements
actually
the
just
whole
moved to Florida. He lives in the
Of
same
course,
state as me
Skylar!
now. He lives on like the opposite side of the
I believe Professor
state, but
KV
yeah.
is the one that requested. Put it in there. Full exclamation marks.
So can we conclude that all the casters agree, you know what? RRQ, just go back to your fundamentals. Focus on Skylar.
Like the overarching strategy can go that way, but the way they go about it, right? If they can
I
get
will
a
say
strong
this.
mid-triangle.
We can hear it too on the other side.
There's a good chance Arad, I know Arad had like a little bit of trouble in the beginning of season, and RRQ's just had some troubles.
He's looking at me. He's
There's a
trying to
good
tell me to do the
chance
same thing. No, I'm
RRQ
saving
could
my
step
voice.
up in playoffs.
Yeah.
I do want to say
He
that.
has just next level stamina, Ranger Must.
Okay, so agree. Skylar.
Agree.
Most of the casters are NA East. Why is that you, bro?
know, at this
Ant, where are
point,
you
agree.
from, bro?
All right. Well, most pick EXP.
Are you a
lanes
California
heroes,
boy,
though, in
bro?
each region
You
here.
better not be a
Take bit of
Midwest
difference.
boy,
That
like
Blue
a
Dawn is
freaking
very,
middle of
very
the country
popular
boy
in Indonesia.
talking smack
Looking at how
about the
our
East,
region
about the East
has been
Coast, bro.
contesting for these
I swear to
fights.
God,
It seems to be
if you're
one
from
decisive
California or
moment
something,
whenever there's a lower
maybe
dance situation.
maybe you get a little bit of
Whereas now, if you
space.
look at
Maybe you can
other
at
regions,
least talk
especially
smack,
NA
but you
and
better not be
PH,
some freaking
mobility and
Wisconsin ass
extra bit of
mother lover.
More independence, less team reliance seems to be something that they do like having in their arsenal.
West Side baby.
Can you
All right.
agree with the statement?
Respect.
There are 2 types of EXP laners now.
Ooh.
There is team fight and macro XP laners.
Yeah, I could agree
So
with that.
Benedetta, Paquito, they're macro XP laners. And we have team
Guys,
fight
I'm
XP
gonna be
laners
real
like
though, Tennessee man. I might
Charismas.
move to Tennessee, bro. It's
Agree?
cheap.
I think the small definition definitely, like, I mean, it's easier for you on the Paquito, on the Benedetta to clear
Guys,
those
there's nowhere
lanes,
I can
right?
put-
But I think it also
put
comes
my
down to how
camera.
the player utilizes these picks, because
Properties,
someone like Fluffy,
it's expensive
he's
here,
very
man.
rarely on the Paquito this season, very
In,
rarely on the Benedetta, but he does the
I'm
same
in
thing
Ohio.
on a Paquito, on a Benedetta, cut the waves to stop those kind of XP laners from doing work. So he's actually doubling down on being a playmaker, initiating on the Turisla, but also cutting the waves and stopping that macro playstyle from happening from a Paquito or Benedetta.
Just to do it all, and
Yeah.
it's more like a micro.
No, not
and
Nashville, bro.
It seems like the team fight situation is more micro heavy, whereas that macro game, even though you're on a team
PH
fight
is
duo,
cheaper, yeah, I
finding
know.
opportunities to actually be able to rotate and then join in with your team.
Bro, there's not really, bro, it's not like all of Florida's just
that in itself
swamps,
is
just
also
like
still
the
something that you
Everglades.
have to do, even though you're on a, you know, let's say less team fight oriented hero.
But if you were to compare, right? Because we saw the comparison in regions, right? MPL PH, they had the Benedetta. These are very macro heavy EXP laners. Meanwhile, from other regions, it seems like it's more team fight centric. What do you think is stronger?
Did I just get rid of chat? Guys, do I
If
get
you
rid
had
of
to
chat
go
on
head
screen?
to head, who would win that game?
I feel like for teams right now, there are so many different ways to try and get a fight
Just
going.
tax evade,
You
Trex, what we do in
need,
PH.
almost 5-man big ultimate. So I think the macro, the mobility that these more independent EXP laners bring allow you to actually pressure the 1v1.
I think this is a
pressure
nice
the
spot for chat.
Split push, quote unquote. And even then, in a team fight, a Paquito and a Benedetta can still absolutely have a lot of impact in those fights.
Yeah, but it's more of like for clips.
so,
The
but
chat's
also
nice to
we
have
could
on
take a look at
screen
how
for
these
like
other-
clips
I mean,
and
MPL
things, you
Philippines as
know.
well,
And
right?
I
How
don't
do you
know. It
utilize
makes the
these
stream
picks?
look cool,
Benedetta,
man.
Paquito, and sure,
makes the
you
stream
get a
look
lot of
cool.
macro prowess. You are able to clear waves and then rotate.
Like,
really
we could
quick
do
on
this, you
Paquito,
know? We
on
get all the
Benedetta.
members in
But it's
chat
how
to
they utilize it in these
to
team
spam
fights as well
fear.
that's super, super impressive.
Or, you know,
Instant
drink
shout out from me
coffees.
to
And then
Paquito.
you get to see that
Has
stuff
to
fly
be
across
to
the screen. Or,
Liquid
you know,
Echo, actually.
copium.
Sanford and Sanji. Why do I mention Sanji in this conversation? Is because, bro, Sanford's on the Paquito, but he was enabled by something like a Lo Yi in the mid lane. He was given these flanking potential angles with the diversion, and he went full damage.
Makes me look cool
So the man was
when
playing
I
as an
get clipped.
assassin on the Paquito, and on top of the macro power that you have with your mobility, you have even more with the teleports.
That's actually quite interesting. So we'll see how it actually
All right, we'll
pans
leave it at this
down
position
here
then.
in our
We'll get
region
we always get rid of it in game.
Indonesia
Don't worry,
right now,
guys.
as
We always
are
get rid of it in
moments
game.
away, ladies and gentlemen, of entering the drafting phase.
Finally.
Game number 1 in this best
Bran, what's
of
up?
5 between Geek Fam and Rex Regum Kaon. We're gonna see, as it is presented to you by the official smartphone, Samsung Galaxy A55.
They jumped in quick. Louis chip ban, straight marksman ban. Nothing but Skylar bans. And then they get the Harith Zaya. What is your plan, bro? Carry? You got to secure carry now, right? You got to secure carry now. But carry's going to get poked to oblivion. Do they have a plan, bro? What if we see something crazy like, you know, we haven't seen in a long time? Who's that mage gold laner again? I'm having a total mind blank, man. Ruby DD. Why am I having such a mind blank right now, bro? Help me out, chat. I'm having a mind blank right now. Lunox, bro. Nope, Roger. Why don't we see Lunox anymore, guys? What happened? He still gets the Roger, though.
In the regular season, even in MPL Philippines, MPL Malaysia, from what we've seen, have had more success because you can dictate what picks you can start with, right? What gameplay you want to try out. Barats is a hero that we have seen.
Harith wins against Roger.
Lose its popularity, lose its strength.
I think in laning phase, Harith wins. I think if Roger doesn't die and lose, and like even if he loses tower, it's okay. I think Roger hits a better mid game spike. I think Harith has the better late game. So yeah, like 2/3 of the game, I think Harith is kind of winning. But there's a good opportunity for Roger to pop off still.
Well, I don't know what the analytical sense is, but this is definitely taking a really good hero
Like,
away from play.
after second turtle, third turtle, first lord, Roger has some good chance of doing well.
On the Novaria, it didn't work too well. The Valentina, not so much, but on the Faramis, he was a powerhouse. And
Harith is definitely the better pick, yes. But I'm just saying, there's still possibilities. Currently, Harith is the more OP pick, right? But I still think there's opportunities for Roger to kind of pop off.
With RRQ, generally going for a lot of these big team fights, and that's how usually you want to play.
I'm not crazy about the Basha, man.
You know, be aggressive. Usually it's in the team fights where he can have space to actually do some damage. But now with the Faramis, with the Harith even, seems like Geek is doubling down, and they are no strangers to the long team
Angela
fights.
ban.
So RRQ,
Here comes the
and to a degree,
support bans.
more skirmish
Do we see a
potential
Matilda ban
They have
pop
to
up?
find ways to force Geek into the situation. So I think
Matilda ban from Geek? I mean from RQ here? Or from Geek, really. Either one could pick up the Matilda here.
For these team fights, early to mid. We were talking about how early to mid compositions might come through, but we were still expecting RRQ to play those hyper carries to farm up, wait for Skylar to be a threat, but it kind of feels like, and actually it doesn't feel like, it is what we're seeing right now. Geek Fam are forcing RRQ to play their game. They're forcing them to play in the early to mid. We'll beat you out in the early, and we'll take over in the mid game, taking away that late game presence that we are used to knowing from RRQ, a team that likes to weather a storm, wait for their gold lane to stay put up until those power spikes hit. And with the X-Borg, RRQ are taking away some of those damage-dealing potential picks from Mr. Luke himself.
That's a power
Mr. Luke himself.
hero, by the way, taken away from him. I think he's found most of his success on the X-Borg, but Geek go ahead and ban out the Franco.
Interesting. For Geek, like we said, they do not want to get pulled onto individual fights. They want to have a proper 5v5. So, taking away these pick potentials, especially with Vin. We didn't see the best out of the Franco, but
all right,
back
boys.
then, Vin on the Franco was notorious. But with the X-Borg ban away, though, I feel that was one of the big problems that they faced against Geek Fam RRQ when they had Luke just zoning
No Matilda ban.
with that X-Borg. So that will no longer be a case, be a situation they have to try and deal with.
But Another region is knocking here. We have some data from MPL Philippines. Harris
Minotaur's
has
good
become a
pick,
highly
solid
respected
pick,
hero in
especially
the
against
MPL
the
13 playoffs. He has a
especially against the
100%
Fairness.
ban rate with 30 bans and 2 picks, boasting a 100% win rate. That's
Ridiculous.
broken.
This was pre-patch though, right? It was a bit different. I mean, the
Okay.
nerfs aren't like massive or anything, but still, it's a bit different. You are still very, very sustainable in the Hellcurt. Something we were talking about from Mr. Beloy, Mr. BBB. It seems like, whoa, huh?
Whoa!
Coming through, it's a double assassin combination. Trying to shut Skylar down.
What does Geek Fam have up their sleeve here, bro?
Technically, right, on paper, the Minotaur can counter engage really well, protect the goal.
You might have people might have called Hellcurt, but Hellcurt and Ling, bro?
Buffed a bit, more defensive stats when he's going all in.
Ling?
You know, this
A boy?
a bit more of a risky approach from Geek Fam.
Has Ray picked up a Ling yet?
This season?
According to my notes, he
Cheesy
hasn't.
cheese.
I don't think I've seen it.
I don't think we've seen
Let them cook, bro.
in MPL even.
Are they cooking or are they burning the dish, bro?
Oh, and Esmeralda.
Esmeralda.
RRQ.
I mean, is it okay? Yeah,
What
it is
time
going
warp
for
did I
Dom.
just fall in, boys?
So that will be in the EXP lane.
What time warp did
Are
I
they
just
trying
fall
to
in?
counter the Harris? What's the idea of this Esmeralda in the EXP lane?
He's gonna be laying against a Barats.
Interesting.
Bro, this
No
is
direct counter
target
or
lock
something
on
like
Skylar.
But it's still a sustainable hero, and technically, with Barats not being mobile, there's a chance that the Esmeralda can.
Listen, the
kind of
Hellcurt was cooking.
outbully the Barats.
Maybe just the Ling was
That'll be in the hands of
cooking.
Dawn to try and see if he can
But throwing
try
both
shut
those
you
things in
down
the dish,
and
it
then
might
take
be
that
too
pressure
spicy.
elsewhere.
I don't know.
Well, we'll see. If the
Too much
Esmeralda
flavor or nah, chat? Too much flavor or nah?
saving from the regular season, because that has been one of the ways to counter a Hereth, one of the ways to counter shielding heroes. But remember, 100% win rate. Even the regular season, it was unbeatable.
Sound
those
the horns,
drums.
sound the trumpets.
All right, boys, let's go.
Because
Game number 1 of the playoffs,
Slayers
MPL
are
ID.
here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first game of this best of 5 series between Geek Fam
Let's get
and
rid of chat.
RRQ Hoshi.
Off the bat, 2 purifiers on the side of Geek Fam. A boy and Chidera, for sure. We'll have to see the role matchup though right here. Minotaur against Hellcurt. In the early game, what's different is that the Minotaur can actually sustain back up. As long as it doesn't go for a proper all-in like this. So even if Beloyski can chunk him down, there's a chance that Vin can match his maneuvers in the
All
early
right.
game at least to try and make sure that the Hellcurt doesn't really get out of control.
Okay, so yeah,
And
lots of
with the games
possibilities.
Like Team Smacks right here though for Chidera.
To target down
Inspire
onto
and Guardian
Skylar.
Hunter, so he's trying to go all in for the
Possibilities,
solo.
really? I mean,
And
just the
make the first
combo
move.
of the Hellcurt Darkness paired up with the movement of a Ling can be dangerous. But a boy already goes down. RQ start off really aggressive.
Beloy forced back under his tier 1.
That's the downside of
outcome
being
that
so
we're
squishy with the
expecting. I
Hellcurt
mean,
and the
with
Fermis.
The fact that they had a lot more to say in the early game with that composition. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh
Might
my
be
god.
two in the first minute of the game, but Beloyski
Beloy,
is
go
still
home, bro.
gonna be able to get out of that sticky situation.
I like this move from RRQ though, setting the tone, knowing that they're up against 2 assassins. They want to tell them like, we are not trying to back down here. We're gonna group together before these big moments and make sure that the assassins do get shut down.
Bro, what is...
Try to chunk him down, Vin. In the
Oh,
bottom lane though.
I don't know what's going on here, boys. I don't know what Beloyski's plan is right
He's
now.
not a Barats, not a hero we usually know him for.
Do you think it'll work?
I feel like if his role is just to be the main front line, you can't really mess it up.
2
But
flickers
considering
burned,
how
yeah.
fast RRQ
2
can
flickers
move
for a
around
kill
with
onto
that
a boy,
position,
not a
I
bad
think that
trade.
Barats becomes a bit of a liability. He's
Definitely
just
not the end of the world for Geek.
at risk of always getting caught out, chased down, and the rest of the team can't necessarily back him up. And Geek Fam, they understand that they need to be able to outmaneuver and outrun RRQ, which is why you see the Quantum Charge in the hands of a boy and Rave, and just to get around the map faster.
Rad's pulling the turtle over to his side loop. Flicker, that's his welcome. Gonna be able to munch him down. Ray jumps in with the fire blade,
Oh,
picks
Ray
up
able to get it.
comes
Very
down as
clean.
well. That was the blades by Ray.
Beloyski.
Dark Knight falls as well. Ray trying to pick up all the blades. Will be able to do so. He gets out the finish.
It also
force,
helps
just a
Ray
steal.
just...
Oh.
Oh!
Get away.
Helps him just
Okay,
get
I thought he was
away,
gonna go
get
for
in,
another
get
trade
away.
there onto Clay, but he's still going to be able to get out. Overall, RRQ. Oh, wait a
Oh.
minute. See?
That's the burst potential for Geek Fam.
Okay.
Great plays right here, really outmaneuvering RRQ, allowing Ray to get steals in the jungle as well. But look at this, whoa, Irad.
Trying to go for the shield unity, he does find it. He's trying to take that lethal away from him, but Irad still is able to secure it.
Wow, for RRQ right now, they have to be just concerned about this Barat situation because that Daytona's welcome.
Bro, so many people voting
The
RRQ.
fact that it's on the EXP lane
Momo-chan,
and not in the hands of the jungler,
Amos,
there's a lot more ways that Geek Fam can
Mirko
play around
3-1, Geek.
Oh, look at this stun prediction though.
Seems we're in the minority. Eterna 3-1 to Geek Fam.
I think that's Mirko's real guess too. I don't think it's a curse.
Force committed down with a synchro fission as well. Finn jumps over the knockup. Beloyski still able to run away for a bit, but Irad just slows him down with the puissance. It takes him out of the land of dawn.
All things considered though, it's still just the roamer. But for RRQ, this also means that this is time where Beloyski is not just diving in, just threatening the backline. And look at this play, immediately cutting off Geek Fam from their turret. Just gonna go for it though.
Stampede.
RQ looking for pickoffs, but they're going to get cornered here. Down goes Vin, Ray able to get the kill. Beloyski finds Clay.
Geek Fam secure 2 kills, equalizing on the board.
A great move from Geek Fam to rotate and just pinch RRQ, knowing that they can get the catch in the back line. RRQ need to be a bit more careful with the maneuverability that Geek Fam can rotate with.
Already an invade now. With Ray dealing some damage over to Irad, trying to go for the orange buff just right now. Irad with a puissance, walks over, but Ray takes it away. Did use his retry, however. 2 levels ahead, and it seems Irad cannot go for the turtle.
So
Berserker's Fury and on Ray.
RRQ? Are they just going to keep on going for these team fights? Are they still going to play into the tempo of Geek? It looks like Vin might be.
Geek Fam with the 1.2. Starlium Scythe goes to Jadera.
2-level difference. Can they go for the contest?
Ooh. Vin's holding it down. Irad has taken his purple buff, was able to regen quite a bit, and now uses the shield unity to rotate over again. Dark Knight falls onto Dawn. Missiles not connecting. Dawn trying to kite away. Synchro Fission and Minions Fury though knocks him up, and Ray still finds Retribution.
Oh, Ray's been clean on the steals.
Now thrown away. A boy comes in with
Skylar down.
Skylar gets slain by Beloyski. Play looking for that damage. The tip of the blaze knocks him up. Oh, doesn't go for the kill now.
Ray
doesn't
doesn't have an ult. Beloyski.
Engage fully. Clay.
It's kind of sloppy.
Gets a little bit more of an HP. Irad brought back by the Stampede.
They get the kill.
Stabbed by Ray.
Unfortunate outcome for RRQ right there. They wanted to go for a bit more of an all-in, but Skylar getting hit by the Daytona's welcome as he just enters that fight. Just means that the damage output for RRQ is immediately just demolished. And even the prolonged fight, Geek Fam, you can see that how they're playing this is just so intelligent.
I think I need a new AC unit in my room, guys.
In the short burst of trade,
Takes a while to cool off in here.
Securing the Starlium right before that fight began. They can just wait for the cooldowns, go in and output all that damage, get out and rinse and repeat. RRQ are the ones who are struggling to get an engage because they have a Minotaur. They can protect really well, but they can't really go for these catches.
Seems they lack that chase potential, right? A few of those members were low, but when Skylar jumps in, he gets counter engaged on by damage, not by CC.
And look at the items as well. Dawn going with the Enchanted Talisman. He actually did the most damage in the previous fight, but look at this.
Oh, Dawn goes down.
On the Esmeralda, you're supposed to be sustainable in there. He just got melted down. Your Rad's next on the chopping block. A full damage composition is working. Clay forced to use a defensive Tempest of Blades. That's a good Minions Fury, but it's onto another realm as that's like and bounce coming down from Skylar. Picks up a shutdown, but now gets ran down inside of the tier 2. Clay falls as well.
Make use of your HVAC certificate. How'd you know I had an HVAC certificate?
The Kingslayers mean a business here. They trade 4 for only Beloyski. And look at the instant space that they have achieved.
Who is that, bro? Do I know you, actually?
Kingdom right now. Picking up a turret in this mid side will dictate the fact that they have more map pressure to play with on those side lanes and the objectives.
It's crazy that if you think RRQ, they have the box here. They want to be rotating around the map just a lot more aggressively. They're just getting fully outmaneuvered by Geek. And again, you can see that they're caught in these fights like 2v5. Geek Fam just finding ways to be together and now going for the turtle.
Shadow Stampede on to Dawn again as Zaman Force gets popped in, but he has to purify now as his welcome gets used
up. Who got it? Ray gets another one.
The turtle for free. Rad sliced down. Ray is going mad in the back with a pinch poise, trying to chase him. But Geek
Bro is an Ardwar.
to back away.
You mentioned that after M4. Yeah, I knew it. All right, yeah.
It's brutal. It's brutal. Geek, they played that team fight so well, layering all the resources that they were able to get, and even Clay wasn't able to utilize the ultimate coming in from Helkert, from the Faramis.
Where am I from?
To
NA.
be able to find an edge in that team fight, and that's a 7.6K
Bro, it's G's, I think,
for
bro. Bro, with Ling doing this well,
The fact that Dawn, only with the Enchanted Talisman here, is just so
I think we might see a lot more.
When he gets bursted down by everyone.
I think we might see a lot more.
Really do the same thing he's been doing since the beginning of this game.
Throughout
It can
playoffs.
be like a bit of a different version of a CC. It
Very
can do some
possible.
damage. It can be elusive.
Bro, I
here,
am
slippery
hot,
in these
bro.
fights, to purify as well. But you can't purify that damage, man. With Chidera picking up the Feather of Heaven as well, he is just nuking down Dawn before he can even react.
Then you have Ray dealing physical damage. You got magical damage, you got physical damage.
That feels better. Took my
so
socks
hard
off.
For RRQ. They have frontliners, but what do the frontliners even build at this point? It's 8 minutes in the game.
Yeah, Ling. So that's where my mind was, right? Like, Dark Nightfall comes in, and Ling can just get whoever he wants, and they got no idea where he's coming from.
And you know, it seems
It
like
gives Ling so much freedom to move.
the Netherrealm, but if you look at their composition and the way they're building, Helkert and Ling can technically do a bit of DPS. They're not really skill reliant.
Let me load on my computer real quick.
As well. Well,
They're going in. Chidera just diving deep, and Ray goes in as well. That's a stolen Netherrealm, but now he gets knocked up. No, he's able to dash out just in time. Ray trying to chase him down. Ray!
Bro, Ray's on fire.
Back, and Vin jumps in onto 4.
I think you're smoked. I think you're smoked at this point.
He went in all alone, and now Dawn and Skylar are left to defend the two side laners of RRQ.
So one of the reasons BTK was banning Ling against GG was they were worried about Lake and Ling and saying that he could be pretty scary right now. So if I take that to heart,
This is so unfortunate. Just
like at this point with Ray already being so scaled,
right now, and looks like Irad gets pulled back in as well. Oh, look at the damage!
Almost taking the tank down just like that. Dawn can't even walk even further here. And Ray, meanwhile, even I was surprised. He took the Lord all by himself with the Finch poise. Just rotates over after going for the kills. What is this man on? This is his true Retribution.
The
Retribution
just coming out of nowhere. And look at his build, like I was saying, he has the
Miracle.
Cast Claws, the Berserker's Fury, now the Sea Halberd as well. If you leave him alone, it's not just a danger when he can go in with the Tempest of Blades and go for the skill-based damage. You leave him alone, that DPS, like you saw earlier, being able to just 1v1 the Lord, no issue. That's a lot of problems for RRQ, and I don't think they have enough time to deal with this, because Chidera also picked up the Holy Crystal, so the burst damage, the survivability, they have to really find a big moment here if they do want to extend this game.
oh, nice stampede. Followed up by the gobble up. Luke able to get it. GG's. GG's, boys. Quick and easy. Quick and easy. Geek Fam, take the dub.
They take it.
They were
game
cooking.
one from RRQ.
It wasn't too spicy.
In a very
It was the
dominant
perfect amount of flavor.
controlling
Geek Fam.
from the early stage of
Well
the
played.
game. And the one person that honestly caught me by surprise is Ray. He was written down in the regular season. A lot of comparisons between him as well as Hazel. People saying that Hazel is the better jungler, but honestly, his performance today, and remember, this should be his debut in the playoffs, and he performed that well. This is a different crowd, a different stage. You can hear the chants from the kingdom staring you in the face. But on his debut pick on the Ling, he was able to perform that well. I'm impressed.
We're all impressed. We've been talking about how if they wanted to play Ray in the regular season, use his strengths, and his strengths in MDL, the last time we saw him perform, was Assassin. So we were expecting all the way from when he was played initially to go for these Assassins. If it's still utility, we were like, why not Hazel?
Boss AP is sad,
and
bro.
Now in the playoff, it seems they were just hiding. They were hiding all their strategies, perhaps, for the playoffs, or maybe it's because of that little change to invade, giving Ling a better time in the jungle, and Ray an even better time to find his Retribution.
It's almost like a pattern here for Geek Fam, right? Oh, playoffs? Time to unveil.
Bro, the stadium's
the
nice.
strategy
I don't know.
we've been
Why are people
keeping
hating
all
on the
the
stadium,
time.
bro?
Against a Minotaur, right? Against a team with good crowd control.
He's hot, though. My boy's sweating.
kinda do well
When I
in
saw
those
it, though, the only thing I was worried about is, like,
he just kept getting.
Bro, my guy's sweating right now.
Wasn't able to secure. I believe
Oh
we're gonna
no,
see
bro.
more
It's got to be
more
hot in
that
there,
the
bro.
post-game stats, but it's a very
It's just a
intensive
really
performance.
big
As you
stadium,
mentioned,
so
big stage with a big crowd, especially with RRQ, a big
you don't
crowd.
get as much of like cool lights and certain things like that.
Ginormous. Give me another synonym.
Massive, massive, colossal.
I like that.
Yeah.
Colossal.
Colossal, a colossal crowd in the building, the
Gargantuan.
kingdom. Gargantuan, we're adding more words. But all those words could also be used to describe the snowball from Geek Fam in Game 1. First blood didn't go to them. The first 2 kills, heck, went to RRQ. It looked like they were creating a snowball, but through objectives. On an assassin, you usually expect that from the Baxia, but on assassins, he was able to trade and get these objectives while also winning in these team fights. Is this the new meta? Is this a damage output meta?
But remember, right, the first 2 kills that were given to RRQ was below minute number 3, if I'm not mistaken, and that is before that level 4 power spike that Geek Fam were able to get, especially
All right,
with the
1-0.
health kit and so on and so forth. But as soon as that level 4 hit, as soon as Bloiske was able to play around with his abilities on the health grid, that's when we saw the shift starting to happen. So that extra space that was given from for RRQ in the early stage of the game negated.
It's just so unfortunate. I feel
Drex
like
made costume
at one
reveal?
moment
Nah,
where
bro.
they were trying to go and pressure for the topside turret, and Geek Fam
That's
obliged
at
and faced them behind their own
50K
turret,
subs.
And then eventually got
That's when I
basically a bit
quit
of a
my
flank
job.
and pinched RRQ.
When
And
I'm
they
able
would
to
really
quit my
kind of
job for this,
seal the early game at least.
we'll do the
for
maid
side
outfit.
Of Geek Fam. And afterwards, it seems like RRQ.
We'll stream in a
just wanna
maid
keep
outfit
going
for a
at it,
night.
But it's keep going for these like Lord contests, and I really expected, right, with the composition, they're gonna try and go for the objective. But if Geek Fam approach, I thought they were gonna go and go.
Bro,
for the
he's
dual
sweating.
scores, right? Because in the early game, that Esmeralda, we saw that one of the earlier fights, Dawn actually did 8,000 damage, just running around, just being annoying,
Just
being
being
too
Esme.
tanky before the items come into play. So I thought they were going to use that to try and get a fight first and then get the guaranteed neutral objective. But that was not the route that they went with.
Are you okay? I would expect, you know, Arashi starting to sweat, but you look like you're dripping too. Is everything okay with you?
I'm just waiting for.
Everybody's
I'm just worried
dripping,
about
bro.
Victor Alpha, who played to. Oh wait, they don't.
Yeah, okay, we get it. They're in the upper brackets. They're not going to be playing today. We're still in the play-in stage.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, I'm sweating because, man, the atmosphere here is absolutely amazing. You can see a little bit of sweat as well from Arashi. Maybe not from the face, but maybe a little bit from the eyes after game 1. But it's okay, Arashi. It's a best of 5.
Yep.
They're feeling the heat, bro.
You know, take away the Herod, but also now there's another person to respect. Someone you didn't have to respect in the regular season, to be honest. But, man, in the playoffs, what a beast.
It was always a boy. It was always Beloy. But now we have Ray. It doesn't rhyme. It doesn't sound as good. But it doesn't matter. His name doesn't need to rhyme. Look at that GPM, 964 in that jungle. Wasn't taken down a single time. The amount of...
I heard the
retributions he
MPLPH arena was hot as well.
against a
The
utility
casters are
jungle,
feeling
by
it.
the way. Oh yeah, sorry. Retributions. And he was able to find.
It's one of the tough things I feel like using sports,
That would be pretty funny, right?
certain
Ray
types of
Roy.
sports arenas.
That would be weird. Roy
That didn't
Tribution. Roy Tribution.
sound
Yeah,
as
no.
nice.
That doesn't really work, but yes, on the lane. Just finding ways. And he's just very active here. We'll take a look at the highlights by our official gold partner, Ube's goal. But he was able to find opportunities to not just do damage, but also steal some camps away from Irad. This was an early game aggression RRQ were able to find. They got the
They're in an
pressure.
indoor
They
arena,
went
yeah,
in.
but it has like one of those
Right
like,
here, man, after
like if you look at the top, it looks kind of like one of those almost, like it almost looks like a fabricy top.
Is doing a lot of damage here, but
Like you could see the light coming through the
receiver
top of the
getting wide
arena.
is just so respected, so important.
So technically, MPLPH and now here, 100% win rate.
Well, I don't know.
Paris.
So now, in our playoffs, it's been left open once. We'll see if we'll have the same record only 2 times.
It's a very
left
open
in the entire
arena, yeah.
playoffs.
And just like that, with the momentum, with the NetherRealm, that does not need to be stolen, right? They have the
Bro,
original
when we
NetherRealm.
went,
They
bro,
can take
M4 was
the
hot,
price
man.
happen. Even
M4
here,
was
it
hot,
seems
bro.
like RRQ, they're trying to get some control back, at least threaten some kind of aggression back. But Geek Fam, they just wait for the right opportunity. And I think Vin really want to try and make a big moment happen right here, but it seems like they're just not on the same page. Look at him. He's waiting right here for the big moment, but after the team has used everything, he just goes in right here. And even
Bro,
the
Ray was
wasn't
clean
allowed
on
to
the
help
lane.
him in
Ray
that
was clean on the
situation.
lane.
phenomenal stuff from Ray, man. Always coming in last, but also these engages. This is a composition that actually struggles with engages, right? You need to look for that pickoff with Deathless Welcome. Maybe
M5 was...
But the fact that Luke got
M5 was hot, but it wasn't too bad.
pulling him back into the
I never had issues of like seriously like sweating.
to end this game. 10 minutes in our first game of playoffs. 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's fair credit to Luke, man. He was also able to really find some really valuable targets with the Daytona's
Southeast Asia is just hot. It's true. Like there's not much you can do about it.
Immobile heroes that are easy to target. And
There's not much you can do about it. It's just the reality of the situation, huh?
He's landing it on Skylar, landing it on Vin. It's quite insane. And as we were wondering, confirmed here by the post-game stats, not a single neutral objective handed over to RRQ. Not even a single turret, actually.
It's brutal. It's brutal. And it makes you think, right? Why can Geek Fam always do this to RRQ? Why are they the secret
Aged Wagyu
recipe? Why are they
ribeye.
the kryptonite of RRQ?
Damn.
Do you think that
That's
RRQ
probably
can't
fire.
use the strategy, the Skylar-centric strategy, because of the kill pressure that Beloyski can offer? Is that just like the reason why this just never works out for RRQ?
I feel like it goes deeper than that. In my opinion, it feels like RRQ, they're very momentum heavy. They like to go for crazy, not the whole crazy game, but crazy moments in the game. They try and catch you off guard. The issue with doing that against Geek Fam is that they are a team that really does things for the most part by the book.
You guys remember when we had the big debate about El Nino in here?
Positioning-wise, rotation-wise, and then
Because
they know
El
exactly
Nino
when
is
the
different
game
for
is
America
good
than
enough,
it is
and
for
that's
you
when
guys. I mean, it's the
usually
same
do
exact.
crazy
We
things.
learned that it
When
was.
they
Well,
have
I learned, I
security
guess, that
enough
it's the
for
same
advantage,
exact
they can do so
wins,
without really
but it
getting
affects America differently than it affects
I mean, number one,
you
I would say
guys.
usually, yes. We would look
You guys remember that?
to say they are a textbook team.
Who remembers the El
they
Nino
succeed
debate?
with the fundamentals and they do really well at it. But I think that's what RRQ prepared for. They were prepared for a structured Geek Fam. They were prepared for Geek Fam to play with a utility jungler, to play with an initiator roamer, or an initiator in the XP, that Luke Beloy combo. But Geek Fam didn't play that way. They played a new style that we haven't seen from Geek Fam.
El Nino brings
Two
like
advances.
storms to the West Coast
A Harith.
or something like that.
They technically have no proper, like, real way to engage. And this is different Geek Fam. Geek Fam are always known to look for those kind of pickoffs with their initiating heroes. So RRQ prepared for a wrong kind of Geek Fam, and Geek Fam prepared for the right RRQ. 3 bans on Skylar, that's what nailed him to the ground. You can carry on Moscow in the late game, you can carry on the Claude, on the Natan, but when you're put on the Roger, you're forced to at least be able to hold your ground until mid-game, and then mid-game, maybe you can win, right? But if you don't, if you get shut down so early, like we saw this game, you're done.
No, like one thing I can guarantee. So, like for example, right? I'm from Florida, which is probably one. It is pretty much the most humid and just sticky hot state in the USA, essentially. So I figured I would at least be a little bit adapted when I went to Indonesia.
Kind of get flustered.
And holy crap, bro, Indonesia was bad, bro. It was bad, bro. And that was what, January? That was in January in M4? And it was bad, bro.
Take advantage of that panic in the middle of the game. They don't really get those chances against Geek Fam.
I remember walking to the mall
Drafting phase
and being like, I'm not walking back. I did not walk back. I was with G the Ico and
Harris to be taken out next time around if
I went with G the Ico and Combat Cat Gaming to the mall. We got there, we walked around for a bit and blah 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 blah. And I was like, yo, I'm not walking back, guys. And they were like trying to catch a bluebird and all this, and I was like, man, I'll just get a taxi. And they were like, yo, taxis are so expensive though. They're like, no, we're not getting a taxi, it's expensive. I'm like, bro, I'm just getting a taxi, man. I take a taxi back to the hotel. That shit was not, at least like for me, like taxis in America, bro, an Uber in America averages like, you know, 10, a cheap Uber is like $10, you know? You got a tip on that, it's like $15 or whatever, sometimes more if you're going the distance. I took that taxi, it was like $5, bro, and I tipped him and it was like $5.
I want to swap things now. RRQ go on blue, Geek Fam go on red. I think Geek Fam probably still ban out the same 3 heroes. they're probably going to force Skylar to play Harith. Force him on a pick that we've not seen him on. He's a marksman. We know him to be a marksman. Right. We don't know if he
CeeLo, what's up?
I'm pretty sure he can pull off the Harith, but
To the same level?
to the same level.
Exactly.
Different.
That's actually an interesting notion.
I think that's interesting because, again, we did see that usually one team will ban a low yi, the other will ban a chip to try and balance it
Yeah.
out. But in that drafting phase, RRQ banned both. So it's almost like Geek Fam are willing to just try and...
Is it cookie time,
open a
guys? It might be
macro
cookie
contest, and
time,
they have
guys.
the
I'm hungry.
confidence to say like, okay, we're gonna come out on top on this one. So that kind of pushes RRQ in a direction.
Yeah, because like technically if
I'm
it was left open for
hungry.
Geek, we've seen what Geek are able to do, how they're able to play the map with heroes like the Chip, with the Luoi. It's not a great time. So even if they want to gamble, you know what, yeah, let's just let
RQ has the
RRQ
Honor
pick it
Kings
up.
team.
I don't think it would have the same effect if it was in the hands of Geek. It's a tough position. I'm actually excited to see who is going to be on the blue side. If it goes down to what you mentioned, Miracle, that is... What are RRQ supposed to do at this point?
What
do
time
they
in
do?
Florida?
Like,
It is
actually,
2:41
How do
a.m.
they draft?
You gotta ask Mr. Kingdom.
Oh man, how do they draft? I feel like, honestly, I feel like the RRQ are a team that can do really well when they can get the
I'll be right back,
box.
guys.
Like, to be fair, right? Just completely unbiased here before you say anything, Eterna. I see that look in your eye. I'm being defensive.
Guys, did I look like I had a judging face,
Okay,
guys?
right.
Come on.
So
I'm nice today.
There were some moments. There are some moments in the game where they can really benefit from a big fight, but they weren't able to get it. So I think crowd control, right? Catch is something they really need, for better or worse.
Talking about catch, I kind of want to catch what Moko as well as Budekar Mongsta are doing. Are they on stage? Are they outside? I don't know. Let's check them out together.
Geek Fam. Dan kita bakalan lihat ya nantinya apakah mereka akan tetap memegang gelar sebagai Kingslayer. Betul, karena ini adalah mencari tiket untuk menuju MSC. Dan semuanya tentu ingin mewakili Indonesia. Namun kalau kita melihat dari region-region lain, Monica, sudah ada yang mendapatkan perwakilannya. Yes, dan salah satunya yaitu di MPL Kambodia, yang mana ada Si Yusun yang berhasil mengamankan tiket ke MSC 2024. Maka dari itu, di sini Bude dan Monica akan langsung terhubung langsung ke Kambodia bersama dengan Soul. Halo Soul. Wow, how are you Soul? Congratulations for winning the competitive and you become the one that going to MSC. How is the journey, Soul? Wah, katanya sulit tapi bagus ya katanya kompetitifnya di sana Bude dan juga teman-teman super fans. But Soul, how do you see the competitiveness of MPL Indonesia?
Who's
maybe
this?
comparing to MPL Cambodia?
Bro, we're on break? I cannot hear this guy. Am I supposed to be able to hear this guy?
Indo, Philippines, and also Cambodia. What's the main point of the difference? Wow, jadi katanya kata Soul memang agak berbeda ya dengan MPL Indonesia, dengan MPL Filipina juga yang mana katanya di Indonesia dan juga Filipina, Bude, katanya lebih kompetitif, lebih strong katanya ya. Yes, as a sport player, we know that a lot of people, a lot of players going to another region.
I'm gonna eat an abnormal amount of cookies, and I need you guys not to judge me, okay?
As well, and also Eman, your previous teammate. How do you see Eman in Indonesia? And do you wish that Eman will go to
Hi.
just like you?
Who's the girl on the right? Who's the girl on the right?
Wow, dia kepengen bertemu juga ya sama Eman di MSC, bertemu karena sebelumnya mereka adalah satu tim dan dia adalah substitute-nya. Wow, kita akan lihat nanti ya seperti apa, apakah mereka akan bertemu di MSC. But Soul, if you see right now we're watching the match between RRQ and Geek. What do you think about the match? Which team do you think will win this match? Wah, katanya Geek ya, kayaknya yang menurut Soul bakalan mungkin memenangkan match ini ya.
Yeah, but there will be two teams from Indonesia. But who do you think will be the two of the teams? Wow, dari dua tim yang memang memuncaki regular season ya. Terlihat bahwa mereka katanya mendominasi juga di MPL Indonesia, jadi Onyx dan juga Bigetron.
Wow, itu prediksi dari
There he is, boys.
Tapi
There's your guys' friends.
Thing, Soul, do you have any message for the MPL Indonesia's fans here? Do you have any message for the MPL Indonesian fans here? Jadi katanya support selalu ya super fans MPL Indonesia, support tim kesayangan kalian sampai nanti ke MSC 2024.
Okay, thank you so much, Soul, and we will continuing our battle here. So good luck for your MSC 2024. Thank you, goodbye.
Wow.
Seru ya, memang kita melihat bahwa kompetisi di setiap regionnya semakin ramai dan semakin kompetitif karena ada banyaknya dengan player impor yang membawa warna baru. Tidak terkecuali Seoul di Kambodia.
Yes, betul sekali. Dan ada teman-teman dari Seoul ya yang ada di sini. Kita lihat kalau saat ini ada Marky juga yang ada di Geek. Kemudian juga ada dari tim-tim lain. Tadi ex-teammate-nya ada Eman juga ya.
Ada Balai bermain. Bahkan juga kita melihat adanya Irak. Banyak sekali player-player dan Bruce.
So like,
kita benar-benar ingin melihat seperti apa sih
Indo and its breaks, man.
player dan para tim untuk
That's the only thing.
berjuang mendapatkan slot MSC.
Dan tentunya ini kalau ngomongin MSC Bu Deklara ya, kalau di Indonesia kita sedang mencari siapakah yang akan mewakili Indonesia, tapi di region-region lain seperti di Kambodia, kemudian ada Malaysia dan juga Filipina, kita sudah tahu ya siapa yang memegang tiket menuju MSC. Jadi makin penasaran nih, kalau di Indonesia tim manakah yang akan mendapatkan tiket ke MSC?
Ya itu mungkin kita bisa jawab nanti hari kelima karena
They fixed the best of 5, that's good.
mencari tahu siapa yang akan melaju ke babak selanjutnya dan siapa yang harus terhenti karena mereka nggak punya nyawa tambahan. Hanya best of 5 series jawaban dari semua yang ingin mereka dapatkan, mimpi-mimpi dari setiap tim yang akan berjuang untuk lanjutan mereka.
Betul sekali Bude, jadi tim yang harus mungkin menelan pil pahit kali ini pada match kali ini harus rela untuk pulang. Dan tanpa berlama-lama lagi Bude ya, kita udah penasaran akan melihat apakah Geek akan mempertahankan gelar sebagai Kingslayer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We hope that Moko and Clara Mongstar took good care of you. But now we are moments away of getting into game number 2. If you guys just tuned in and you guys missed it, it is a Geek with a 1-0 in this best of 5 against RRQ with a very convincing win, to say the least. I don't know how better way to put it. I think any other way would be a little bit brutal, and I don't want to do that to RRQ.
Yeah, not right now, at least, because they still have a few more games to play, right? We were talking about that, their adaptations, what they can do in the next game. But also, it kind of comes down to their side choice. Even then, they're going to be forced on picks that they might not be comfortable on. So, I think this is one of those games where we just need to see what happens, right? What will Zaya think of? Will they try to do the same? Maybe a Rad on a signature Lancelot, on a signature maybe.
The signature Lancelot's fair. Maybe a Rad picks up the Ling.
If it's that difficult, like if there's just no answer, you know, maybe something that crazy might just work, right?
Exactly.
We've seen it happen before. Desperate measures for desperate times. So we'll see. I do believe that they need just proper synergy with how they play. Because even earlier, we talked about they can chase, but no one really locks anyone down. So you have to kind of figure out, okay, from Geek's composition, what would they be trying to do? And how can we try and mess with that, right? Whether it's with crowd control, whether it's with damage. Because, I mean, we've seen that happen before. It's going to be a bit more difficult against Geek Fam, I do believe. But that's something they can try and figure out. But of course, it's all in the head of Coach Zaya.
Simply put, how do you go against a team with a million strategies, with a team that has barely won.
I
Like-
think what you were saying.
I think
earlier,
Irad's
it
good.
would be
Simply
too
put,
brutal.
yeah.
I don't think he's like
Yeah, simply put,
the best in the world,
it's brutal for RRQ right
Speaking
now.
of
It's looking bleak.
but I think he's good.
It's tough. It's tough, and
I think
I don't know.
even if RQ
Advanced
loses and
strats,
gets
man.
knocked
do
out, they
need
can keep him on the
advanced strats?
team.
What else do they need? Do they need a a little bit of a break? Do they need?
You know
What
what,
is
they
it?
need? They need awesomeness,
Do
right?
they-
And all
do
you
they need
guys
awesomeness?
Need awesomeness as well. You can see that camera panning from one awesome to Eterna. Who
I'm awesome.
awesome is for
Apparently.
everyone.
It's 'cause
Awesome is for
we're talking about the awesome generation, bro.
Wait, how is awesome for everyone though?
Why? Huh? You're asking still?
Yeah.
After 72 matches?
Yeah.
After
my
72 matches,
Mirko, Arashi, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys should have it memorized up until this point, right? I mean,
Excuse
you
me.
guys need to check out the new Galaxy A Series 5G because it's equipped with the Exynos 1480 processor and up to 20 gigabytes of RAM with up
Bro,
to
MPL ID always does this.
256 gigabytes of memory.
they're the
You guys,
one.
gaming is lag-free. They have
I
the
don't
Super
really think
AMOLED
this is a hot
120
take,
hertz
right?
display as well.
One of the things that MPL ID is notorious for, I feel like, is just taking a long time.
5G has a 5,000 mAh battery that lasts for 2 days. Can you imagine? Ranking
Like,
up for 2 days.
I feel like their breaks are the longest. I feel like their in-between game breaks are the longest. I feel like it's just it's tough, bro.
All right, 25 stars in a day? Decent. You gotta be really good at the game too. On top of having a good device, you know.
I mean, you don't have to charge, so you have all the time in the world.
All right, how do I get it then?
Super easy. You guys can head straight to the Samsung Galaxy Store or the Samsung.com/ID website to get your hands on it. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The road to playoffs isn't as simple this time around because it is also the road to MSCU soon. We're going to take a look at this MSC journal. And the question is, will RRQ be able to compete on the MSC stage?
I mean, hopefully. Right? No, certain yes, no.
Hopefully.
There is hope. Hope is
All right.
still in the air. Sometimes all you have is hope. I think that's a perfect depiction of what we might see for the next few games, right? Because for RRQ, they need to hope that they have more strategies to play with. 'Cause if they
I know what it is.
have
It's
only prepared
they have a
for this
commitment to a fixed
style,
schedule
that
because
kind
people
of
buy
style,
tickets and
it seems Geek Fam don't even want to play that style.
they sell tickets by the series, not for the day.
56,000 damage.
They sell a lot of tickets by series for MPL ID, so they have to keep to a certain time,
How
right?
do you know that that roll has been shut down when you're only like 2,000 or 3,000
But
damage higher than your
It's
roamer?
yeah.
It's not a damage roamer. It's a
I mean that's
metaphor.
life, I guess, right? And I get it. It makes sense.
How the rotations
It
happen.
just sucks.
There are some adjustments that can be made for RRQ to look out
For the online viewer,
look out for
it
those
sucks.
weird flanks, those weird
And I guess if I didn't live in America, it wouldn't be as bad. Like if I lived over there and was able to like do this kind of stuff during the day, you know, it wouldn't be as bad, but still, it's tough.
Be willing to just travel to the area and be involved in that fight. So
It's
that's
tough,
something
boys.
They can maybe anticipate now after that very painful game one.
How do they do that though? Like what's required of them, right? What do RRQ need in their draft to be able to do that? Because if we're talking about resource and tools, they had it, right, in their draft. They had the Minotaur, they had the Valentina, some layer with the Esmeralda, but it still didn't work. Also, what do we think about this Esmeralda pick?
Honestly, I feel like
TikTok's been doing well lately, guys. I just want to say. We've been having a couple videos do pretty good.
For an Esmeralda to work in the EXP lane.
Well, I would say it needs to be put in a good matchup, number one, right? So you can bully and then you can find a good snowball going for yourself. But mainly, you need to be able to get that passive going all the way. You need to be able to punish these shields. And unfortunately, the Herod in the first few turtle fights was not present, right? He was still up top trying to bully the Roger, trying to play his own game. And it was a boy, it was the rest of the team. And he couldn't even capitalize on anything. Couldn't even deal as much damage to burst anyone down.
Have I monetized my TikTok? I have not.
And anytime
How many subscribers do you need to monetize?
Esmeralda kill, all he needs to do was, all right, Detona, Munch.
Tick
And
tock.
Esmeralda becomes a non-threat, gets CC'd, even if he uses Purify. Or did he bring Flicker? Yeah, he did bring Flicker last game, right? Purify.
Esme, Purify.
Yeah, Purify. Bait it out, Purify, done. Once you get once you use your Purify, bait it out so quick, the damage output comes through, and there's so much burst. I think the main problem in that game was there's too much burst.
True. I think if for the Esmeralda to really work, you need someone else to really take the role of the main sandbag, right? The fact that Esmeralda is kind of a utility, shielding, damage, distraction.
You have to have 10,000 followers. I don't have that.
How to engage Flicker, Minu, and Fury type situation. No one is really able to stand in the front, and when Dawn tries to fit that role, he just gets immediately deleted.
All right, we're
No, TikTok's not banned in the US.
Rats coming out from the kingdom. From
All right, let's see what they do. Bro, RRQ picked
RRQ
red side
have opted
again.
to stay on the same sides, the exact same dance come through for Geek.
I don't know about that. They get the Lu Yi this time. Solid.
Switch up. The Faramis gets taken away from a boy. Luo Yi's opened up.
I like their change up, right?
And instead of the Fredrin, they've actually
If Bluff if Bluffsy's gonna keep on banning 3 marksmen, then they change the play, which is smart for RRQ.
Habit though is just so dangerous. But maybe now with the
Yeah, but Lu Yi's also dangerous.
We talked about the keys to victory there earlier. The trio mid, the mid triangle for RRQ. If it can get rolling, if it can kind of really snowball, there's a better chance. With the Fredrin and the Luo Yi, there is potential. But now with the Angela though, on top of the Baksha and the Harith, man, it's gonna be so difficult to try and burst someone down here for RRQ.
But don't you think there's now a perfect time to put in the Esmeralda?
Yeah, I think now if they really want to go for it, they can. But unfortunately, I don't think Esmeralda is first phase worthy in this current meta. Unfortunately, RRQ are still a bit too comfortable on the carry over the Esmeralda. I don't even know if Geek Fam want to ban it out. Do you think it'll be a good ban if they respect the Esmeralda? Or because they already have the Baksha, maybe they'll say, yeah, it's okay. Go ahead, go Esmeralda, we'll just battle it out, sustain versus my anti-regen.
Right, the 50% reduction from the Baksha's passive. We have to see.
Harith Angela's scary. Basha Angela's scary.
Back right here. Already a different situation. But when it comes to engage, when it comes to keeping someone in place for Skylar to just completely melt down on the carry, right now they only have the Luo Yi and the Fredrin, which is still relevant crowd control, but it's just very short duration. Knowing that, Geek Fam will ban away the Franco.
No, Bluffsy is Geek, right?
For RRQ, right? If they do want to get someone, they can just take someone out, just pull them in. What can they put in the hands of Vin?
Well, going back to the bans first, right? RRQ, they've banned out the Yuzong. Do they want to go for the X-Borg next? The last time they went for the X-Borg, and this time if they leave it open, it can cause problems for the Fredrin if it is going to be placed in that jungle.
I think the X-Borg would be more beneficial for RRQ in this game, right? They're up against Baksha, Angela as well, and Harith. So much is
Matt, I was actually, the same thing went through my mind. I was like, yo, he kind of looks like Kyrie at that angle.
They can go for the X-Borg ban, but I think getting Kaja out of the way will be good too. They have a carry already in combo, so if RRQ want to go for that pickoff, it would be great. They do ban out the Kaja.
Well, not for RRQ though. They banned the Novaria, but we saw earlier that there was a Hellcurt last pick for Geek Fam. That can still be very much an option right here. And with a carry, right, with someone that's a bit more, I guess you can depending on the items and the emblems, could be less vulnerable, but the fact that there are targets available for this Hellcurt now without real protection
In Grok.
for RRQ, that could be
Grok could be solid.
Geek Fam is looking to really exploit.
Still no Matildas, huh?
Well, RRQ are really thinking about whether it's worth it to go for the Esmeralda. Or
They could pick up the Minotaur again, honestly.
This is a
Matilda, there it is.
Very late Matilda. We completely forgot about Matilda, I think, in the last 2 games.
Yep.
Even
Yeah.
game 1 wasn't banned, wasn't picked at all.
No.
But now RRQ will have ways to actually disengage when Geek Fam try to force the issue with that shield unity. The only other question is, will Geek Fam put another layer on top of their engage? Shield unity and say, you know, plus a penalty zone or something.
Ooh. Just to lock everyone down.
For Luke, he usually loves to go for the Lapu.
I was going to say, Lapu could be solid here.
Lapu work here.
especially against a mobile mage like the Luo Yi, it can work.
They could pick up the Camilla.
You know, at least in zoning and
Carmilla. Carmilla Rome.
Matilda, though, there's going to be more ways for RRQ to go for the outplay.
Go for the Harith again.
And the Ruby
EXP
here.
Ruby.
Layers of crowd control to really stop any kind of maneuverability from inside of RRQ. And they do go for that switcheroo on the Hellcurt Angela.
This is crazy because this is also Luke's signature. Ruby in the EXP lane.
My tummy hurts.
The switch, right? This is what we were talking about in the keys to victory.
Maybe I
The
shouldn't
fact
eat
that
those cookies and drink that
Luke
milk.
can switch around their roles here. We can see that Ruby is utilized as more of a playmaker. The
Too many
initiator,
cookies.
The main guy to make the plays happen. But we also have Hellcurt once again, and if they're banking on going for a Skylar,
My tummy hurts.
It will be very difficult for Clay and for the carry. But luckily for RRQ, they've got the Matilda to be able to maneuver in and out against the Hellcurt. I don't know how much impact it can have.
Kyrie!
And RRQ want to double down with having a proper EXP lane. The Thamus is so good in that 1v1. Is it better than the Ruby?
All the 1v1, I feel like the Thamus definitely has the advantage. When it comes to small trades, that's where the Ruby can kind of take advantage of the passive and kind of maybe try and out-sustain. But overall, I feel like that lane can't really go too far anywhere without some kind of intervention from the other teammates.
And also, right?
All right, let's go.
Come from?
I think I got a stretch or something.
Eagle, but I don't think that's like proper initiation. You can't really lock anyone down. Diversion.
Oh.
You can get into crafty angles, but you got a Ruby. Don't run Wolf King. Walks out of there.
Still not as strong in tourneys war. Definitely not as strong, but still viable.
I mean, it worked for Geek in game number 1.
Still viable in my opinion.
Be forced to go and position aggressively and hope for some kind of counter engage front to back attack,
American
or
poop.
just really go for a massive
Oh, we have
and,
white poop.
rotation,
Obviously.
flank from
No, it's white.
So it's all gonna come down
Kinda like
to
snake
whether or
poop,
not
you know,
Clay
it's like
has
white
his
poop.
macro on point or not. Ladies and gentlemen, the land of dawn beckons. Let's get straight into game number 2 of Geek versus RRQ Hoshi in this best of 5.
All right, taking in some of the emblems right here. Quantum Charge for Vin and Skylar, so both having the... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa!
What was that?
What happened?
Clay flickering forward. I believe it's a mistake, a mistap from
What
Clay.
was
He
that,
capitalized,
bro?
Throwing his fingers right at Clay. That is...
I just said this is gonna bank on Clay.
Hey man, you should have...
Oh, he got scared of that Natalia, bro. He got scared of that Natalia.
Be like that, but oh! Shield Unity Ray actually wins out the Red Tree battle. A boy tying him up, putting so much pressure down.
Clay's been practicing with Hoon, man. Oh, no flicker for Clay, so you go down, bro.
Steps up. Very naive, and Beloyski capitalizes.
Beloy just being so confusing here. You don't really know if he's going all in or not, and he's...
Chow, what do you mean? There's definitely a Natalia, Chow. That's why he flickered, bro. He got scared of the Natalia. Come on, bro. What game are you watching? Clay obviously was worried about the Natalia. You didn't see the exclamation point on his head?
The threat is still there. Now even with a Matilda, that in theory should be able to out-trade, out-sustain the Hellcurt, at least in a 1v1. Beloyski is still just having a lot more pressure.
The 6th player on Geek Fam, bro.
Well. Shield Unity, and look at Ray stopping Iran's maneuver. The dash from actually getting used all the way in its full range. The bottom lane as well. Doesn't look like Skylar is having a good time in the bottom lane. Dawn has the vengeance. They can try to go for the contest right now, and Rad does exactly that. A boy clears out the mid lane. Now the hard card is ready for a boy. Ray pops in that Shield Unity aggressively. Luke and Don both level 4 Finn. Guiding win, bringing it back into the turtle pit. Ray and
Dawn able to get it.
Don secures it with just his damage.
Well played.
Ray, gotta run away now.
RQ. Okay, boys, there you go.
Finds his mark. Luke with the 4-man. Don't run. Wolf King as Beloyski tries to get the stingers down, but RQ will just disengage.
That's a 1-for-1 trade. Ladies and gentlemen, RRQ pick up the turtle. This is a different story than we saw in game number 1. Hang on. Beloyski forced to use his ultimate here. Nearly gets taken out, but it looks like they want to go in again.
Bro, Beloyski is so good on this Hellcurt. The poking, he's actually nasty on this Hellcurt, bro.
All right, I stand corrected. This is a 3-4-1.
He is actually nasty on that Hellcurt.
Coming in from Beloyski. with the rate that this is going, with the 1K gold lead now built up for Geek, who do you think it's worth it for?
It has to be worth it for Geek Fam. I mean, initially it seems kind of even, but now, oof. Again, Clay is just under so much pressure. He can't really go for these big roaming diversion plays. But yes, just RRQ not respecting the damage potential from Geek Fam there. Losing 2 more after the initial sequence of events. That's something they need to reduce if they really want to try and mount some.
Bro, the ads.
The threat of the diversion.
Another crazy thing about MPL Indo, bro. You gotta make that money, boys.
Trying his best to stay relevant, and Vin is just torn between trying to enable the rest of the team and trying to save Skylar in this lane.
I agree that
Bro, my
diversion
stomach.
can be relevant, but who do you pair the diversion play with, right? If you want to play it now, you usually go for pickoffs, but how do you go for a pickoff? You don't have the Kaja, you don't have the Franco to go in for that single target hook. You don't have the burst necessarily just get to
Sorry,
pair it up
Ken.
with. If you want to play it towards the late game, will we even get to the late game, right? What are the tools that RRQ can have? I just find this entire thing quite unfortunate.
Bro, get rid of the game. We're trying to watch the ads.
Chidera and Beloyski is having here in the bottom lane on towards Skylar. And the fact that they utilize the Luo Yi with that really good base damage in the early game and they haven't been able to capitalize it is also what is unfortunate as well. But look at this.
Don tries to poke Ray down. The Ray pops into Poisson, gets the hard guard as well.
Don getting shredded.
Shredded down by the likes of Ray. Just Ray and Luke. One member down. You can say one member done. I'm offending the flicker combo.
One member done. Oh no, Clay. Flickers through.
Just ties him up
Bro.
across the wall. Luke still chasing him down, looking to go for more, and that's another Abraser's wrap, but Luke tanks it up like a boss.
Like a
So
boss.
difficult for RRQ right now. The targeting, the decisions from Geek Fam in these fights are just so good. And they seem flustered. They're the ones who want to try and find some kind of fight, but Geek Fam are always seemingly one step ahead. There will be a trade here for Skylar, though. In the grand scheme of things, Skylar has been able to survive, not really being shut down right here. No deaths, no kills either. He went with the firmness and tenacity in the emblems, trying to survive in this lane. And so far, it's working, but you have to wonder how long are RRQ going to try and give Skylar this kind of space. Because if you look at these fights with the rest of Geek Fam just converging together, already a 3K gold deficit.
God, my stomach, bro.
And change things up.
Where did this pain come from?
Looking at the items built right here, Clay is just so far behind, not a single item built. And with Beloyski having the Heptases, this means the squishier members are at even more.
Well played, well played.
A desperate attempt in the bottom lane, but Chidera just outplays it with the help of the hard guard.
Beloyski flickers in.
Engaged on Clay. Gets the guiding wind to escape, but RRQ, their attempt in the bottom lane has failed.
That's just Geek Fam, again, rotating and having Chidera survivable enough. Look at Luke.
Weak Western immune system. No, bro. I have a really strong stomach.
And considering that their winning lane is the Thamus that should be able to bully and be used as a reliable factor right here. Whoa!
And I'm offended straight into the damage.
Been down.
Traded, but they'll be happy with that trade. It's a shutdown to Dawn, however. So RRQ do get a little bit more value.
Man, Geek Fam just trying to make sure that there's not a single opportunity left for RRQ.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think I just ate too much sugar without eating other food. Bro. Geek is picking them apart, man.
So if they were banking on Skylar as their gameplay now, it looks like Geek are now paying attention to this man. Oh, what?
Oh my God, bro.
Straight out of the pocket of Geek Fam. Now you see him, now you don't. Don disappears from the land of Don. They're trying to go for the purple bump, but now it's terrified. Ray's chasing him down. The taunt comes through, and the circling eagle as well. But look at the zoning from Luke.
Nope.
Finn can only just fly by.
They're smoked, bro. They're smoked.
But now they can't even contest for the last turtle of the game.
It looked like it was kind of going into favor of RRQ.
3-0, bro.
Planning to use the dispersion combo in from Clay. I mean, we don't really see the damage come through just yet because we're getting further and further into the game, and of course magic damage will be built defensively. But Clay now is picking up items, so that damage is starting to come through and the burst is starting to happen, but will it be on time? Will that power spike for Clay be on time? But here we go. diversion play.
The bottom lane only for the roamer. Dark Knight
Oh
falls,
my
Beloyski
God,
trying to win, he
bro.
Beloyski
Bro.
again in season.
RQ's getting diffed right now, bro. There's no trusting, Ken.
Just like that, he's gone. Oh man, that was a big play that they were hoping to be able to do. And oh, Dawn, he's walking into a trap.
Bro.
Dawn gonna be engaged. Dawn has to
Oh, God.
some time in the back line as Skylar pops in. The ultimate, trying to shred them down, but look at
There you
Raven
go.
with sustainability. Now they can look for an engage again.
Oh,
A re-engage straight
the
up.
response.
They're gonna lock them down, but
The
will not be able to
response.
do so. They have dealt enough damage though. They try to force RRQ back out of this tier 2. No vengeance from Dawn means there's no front line that can actually tank this burst damage.
Bro, Beloy in this Hellcurt.
Dash forward. And also the flask of the Oasis now. Back again onto Luke. Who has the flask, by the way? Is it just the boy?
Right now, a boy has the flask and Vinica has as well.
Ooh. Go for the purple buff. Your Rat pops into Appraiser's Wrath. Been forced to flicker out of his own jungle. Luke
Oh.
finds Clay, and just like that,
Play.
the damage comes through.
Oh.
At the bottom lane, it's a Rad who tried to walk
Bro,
back to
it's
base because
G's.
he was stopped from recalling by the Kingslayers.
Geek's making this look easy, bro.
Circles around RRQ right now, and I thought that Beloyski was going to make a play onto Skylar in that mid lane. He saw him there, but I think Skylar was able to see him through in that bush. Going to be able to avoid that particular interaction. But either or, right? 7,000.
3-1 RQ? Nah, bro.
For Geek, they're controlling the map. They're absolutely taking away all the resources away from RRQ, and look how fast they're shredding this Lord. They're
Yeah,
pushing it,
honestly,
they've
like,
got
the
it.
draft is
They're gonna
not
use
horrible
it
on
to try
RRQ.
and close out the game.
They're like, and Geek's just diffing them.
Skylar
Geek is just diffing them, bro.
2 items right here. And even if he does get a 3rd item, Chidera, I was about to mention, was close at Holy Crystal. Now he has it. We've seen the front lines of RRQ
Like,
just
there's no, like, I don't think it's really like,
even more difficult for them to stay in front. Maybe Dawn with the Vengeance can stand there for longer, but even then, it's only a matter of time. Unless RRQ can really trade back some of the damage.
I don't even think RQ, like, the only win con for RQ right now, because honestly, Geek scales just as well. Geek scales great right now. I'm into late game. The only thing that RQ can really do is get pickoffs. Get pickoffs and try to tie up the gold.
Do they have enough time? Wait, what's
If they
the
could
play
use
on right now?
Divergent to get pickoffs, then maybe they can, you know, really, or they catch Geek off guard with some crazy diversion play. That is their only way out, bro.
But the Kingslayers, they're knocking on the base of the kingdom right now, and it's not looking too well. But the damage, there it is. Chidera forced to go back.
Still some respect given to the kingdom. For now, RRQ can still play within their base. Luke with a missed I'm offended. That'll mean that RRQ will be able to keep their base turrets for another day. But the siege continues from the Kingslayers non-stop as they invade RRQ's jungle constantly. They've completely taken it away from RRQ. This is not RRQ's jungle anymore. This is Geek's map.
But Skylar just secured his 3rd item, Arashi. The later this game goes, the members of RRQ will finally reach their power spikes.
Yeah, Skylar doesn't really have a way to...
Back, Beloyski going back away as he pops into BOD, gets it. They start taking out Dawn.
Oh, nope. Does get away. That's nice. Guiding win, able to save the day. Luke with a nice I'm offended. RQ play that cleanly. They play this really cleanly. Oh! Well played. Oh, there we go, boys. Clean. Well played. Well played. Finally, RQ are playing. Finally, they're playing.
One of them, I'm offended, I'll tell you Rad. And Appraiser's Rad onto a boy, but he's still able to sustain for a bit. Respecting this damage, but have taken 3 members down. No Lord to play with, but they can try.
It finally feels like they have a Lu Yi and a Matilda.
Luke just clears it out.
The crowd goes wild as miracles.
And that's what we mean by, like, the draft's not bad. They just haven't been playing their comp well. That's the first fight they've had with this comp that they have actually played their comp to its capabilities.
As the displacement with his skills and the fact that he was able to utilize The diversion.
You're gonna rush Lord.
For a flank.
Oh!
Zaman forced. Oh, the diversion gets
Well
out.
played, bro.
Clay. Momentum shifted.
For just a second, I thought Ray stole that
See you
Lord.
later, nerds. To get the Lord to get out. RRQ
Well played.
of the back
Now
of
they're
the
using their
insane
draft.
diversion plays.
Now
they
they're
have a
using their
full
draft.
roster. They do have the Lord pushing in and the waves to play around. This is where
They all
Geek are
put
gonna
up the
be visible.
pieces.
They're going to be forced to deal with the waves, and they can no longer hide, at least for now.
Well played.
This is the moment for RRQ to try and capitalize, but they have to be careful. It's still a 4K gold advantage for Geek Fam.
Arashi's getting happy now. Arashi's getting happy now.
To bend the knee up until this point of the game, but look who's knocking now. The Lord is marching down in the bottom side, and they're looking for some damage onto Ray here. That top lane is pushing, but it looks like that Lord is going to be cleared out. RRQ with that Lord, what they have been able to get.
I believe they got a turret on the bot side, but even now, Boloyski just going aggressive against Ethamus 1v1. Just like that, there'll be still waves pushing for the side of RRQ, and you can see they know that. They're trying to go in the jungle and set up traps of their own to try and shut down Geek while they're still unrecovered from that sequence of events.
We have a game fact for Boloyski. In MPL ID Season 13, only Boloyski managed to secure victories using Hellcurt, as he was able to pick it up 3 times with a 100% win rate. The question is, this pendulum has started to swing. Will that 100% win rate be broken here?
You want me to go grab the RRQ jersey?
Just like that, looking at
Is that what you guys want?
Skylar.
Ken, should I grab the RRQ jersey
On top of
out of my room?
who has the items as well, but now, Skylar actually has overtaken Chidera when it comes to gold, but look at this play!
Oh.
Look at Scott now. An all-in onto Clay, who flickers up and gets chased down like it's nothing. Boloyski walks him down. 2 members down.
Hurry, grab the jersey. No, I can't go into the house right now. All we had to do was talk about the jersey.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good. If Geek can close us out, we're going to match point.
Skylar, top of the Stinger, is able to flicker out in safety now, but Dawn gets eliminated.
Oh!
GG's.
GG's.
Players, they saved RRQ in the regular
And just
season,
like
but
that,
in the playoffs, they are
Geek
one
Fam
step
brought
away
it to match
from
point.
taking them out, from stomping them
Carlo,
back to the
thank you, man.
ground, that they lifted them
I mean,
up.
it's not really, I think that,
Point. Ladies and gentlemen.
I think that clip maybe blew it a little out of, it's not that big of a deal that we don't have a second slot. It's really not. Someone asked me a question and I just answered it, you know. It's what we do in this stream, but I appreciate it. I also think we should have a wild card slot.
No one is answering. Ladies and gentlemen, one more game away of going home.
That was a valiant attempt from RRQ. And
3-2. Ken switched up real quick, man.
With the crowd erupting at those chances, but unfortunately, Geek, like I said, a bit too calm, too composed, too calculated. They recovered, and it's business as usual. No hint of panic, no hint of confusion in their gameplay at all.
But that's a big problem for RRQ as well. Yes, they're able to create moments, but unfortunately...
Next, make it 3-3. It was that darn Natalia, bro.
On plays that miraculously...
It was that darn Natalia.
Been losing out in every single early game, in every single mid game. Geek Fam are outclassing them.
Bro, if this goes 3-0, guys, I'm just going to let you know we're not streaming the second series.
Make mistakes, but when you're relying on a mistake to happen, especially at match points, where is that going to take you?
That's the ultimate question. And I think everyone is wondering, even you guys at home, what's the outcome? Where do we even begin with RRQ? Even the drafts, you mentioned it earlier on, that loophole of lacking of tools. There wasn't any chemistry or synergy in the composition. And even though that they were able to get that one moment with the diversion play, it was still a 4K goalie for Geek. So that's how far behind RRQ already were. Even if they wanted to play in the diversion plays, they lost control of the tempo. There was absolutely no opportunity for them to utilize it.
I think to put it simply.
They're just starting slow. They're starting really slow.
They picked up the carry. It's an instant
I will say that I want Team Liquid ID to win in the next series.
Carry because one, it could combo in with either the Franco or the Kaja.
I want Aura to do good.
Picked up as well, right? They wanted to try
If there's a team that I've ever been kind of a fan of, it was Team Aura back when they made me a fan back when they got 3rd place. What was it? 3 seasons ago? That was M4 qualifiers, was it? That they made it to 3rd place? Season 11?
And then they still
Season-
wanted to go with
Season
that strategy, and
9?
it didn't work out. What was the
Aren't they
plan
on
B?
season 13?
I mean, in that game, I feel like it's just
Was it
about
that long
stealing
ago?
and trying to make sure that Skylar can be protected.
Was that long
and he
ago,
has
bro?
All the space to try and do damage. And to be fair, he caught up in gold to Chidera. And there were moments like that where the diversion.
I guess M4 would be season 9, huh?
RRQ, but in the end, after they were able to get that sequence of events, they were able to push out, get control, get some turrets. Eventually, Geek Fam just shaped up and slowly but surely wrestled away the control back. And one of the big reasons is
Yeah, they got
the player of the
3rd.
game. It's Beloyski, presented to you by our official tournament smartphone, the Samsung Galaxy series. That Hellcurt, man, just such an annoying factor. It's not just the burst potential, it's not just the fact that sometimes the map just goes dark on you. It's also the fact that even if RRQ are trying to punish a split push, the best they can get is a roamer. And that is just, you know, it's like a lose-lose. Right? Usually, if it's a jungler or an EXP laner, it's something more. But the fact that it's just a
Then they got 8th and 9th, bro. No, they got 3rd place in season 10 too.
And that's even if
They got 3rd place in season 10 too.
There was a moment where they completely utilized all their resources, dedicated all the manpower to get a pick onto Beloyski, but they weren't even able to catch him.
I think it was a big mistake for RRQ. Firstly, let's give a round.
T-Rex trolling Hoon. Yeah, we're just messing. We got love for Hoon. But we had to make the joke.
For this composition, because all of them could dive together. They still had the pick-off that they're known for, and anyone could follow up. But for RRQ, what was the vision, Arashi? They were always just reacting to these fights. There was no real engage. John on the Thamas, that last pick, I think that was a very bad Thamas pick.
This is the one moment of brilliance where they knew that they won at the front to back. They were able to chunk down the members of Geek Fam, and afterwards, technically, you know, it was a bit ambitious from Beloyski right here, and RRQ were able to capitalize, get some value. I think the vision was just a proper front to back. The problem is Geek Fam knows that a front to back is what RRQ wants, and they never gave it to him unless they can go for a pickup just like this. This was, in context, this was a moment where RRQ were having some control in the jungle, but Geek Fam made the immediate play and they just deleted one, and one by one, the members of RRQ get taken out. That's a problem right here. They're not really moving in as a unit. There are just some moments where it was just looking quite confusing, to be completely honest.
It's like RRQ wanted to play a front to back, but they saw Geek Fam with a very dive-heavy composition, by the way, but they didn't go for any tools to try and inhibit that dive. It feels a little off for me.
Technically, there's still a Fredrin, you know.
Why
Hold
did they
on,
go
guys.
For, like, Minotaur? You know, like a counter-engage tool with so much dive from Geek.
I think it's because they tried.
Exactly.
Game 1, they tried. Now they're trying a different solution to the problem. Still didn't work.
Utility, right? Like guiding wind and all that. But I really feel, right, when RRQ are together as a team, in this game at least, you see moments where like, okay, even Geek Fam were respecting, okay, there's
Tell
something.
Moba Zane to remove basic. Bro, you think I have that kind of power? They all just signed contracts to Cloud9, bro. No one's getting removed.
It's at the late game, and out of nowhere, you see one of the members of RRQ.
They're locked in, boys.
Alone and get picked off. And like earlier, even after the initial pickoff,
They're locked in.
for his buff, knowing that Geek Fam
Hello, Wayne.
was on the way to try and get some more value, capitalize a bit more. It's almost like they just weren't planning ahead, at least as a team together.
Even the items, it just feels like, yeah, they were able to come back in a way where they were able to get a fight, a good flank as well, some good diversions here and there to get them in fights, get them out. But really, it just feels like they never were able to
Wait a
chase
second.
down or even react to these skirmishes, right? Because yes,
You guys think they bring in, what does RRQ do here, bro? They ban the Hellcurt, right?
And the rest are kind of isolated from the two that run away.
They banned the Hellcurt, right?
Frontliners cannot frontline up against this composition. Again, it's the same problem. What do they itemize for? We're known now to go for brute force, to go for a lot of these kiting items. But what kiting are you supposed to do against a Geek Fam lineup that wants to lock you down and burst you on the spot? A shield unity, you purify out of that, then there's a terrify. You try to get out of that, and then there's an I'm offended, a don't run Wolf King. So much lockdown, and they're all there to receive the synchro vision. Stinger, even the Turtles and Poisons. Heck, even Luke was dealing so much damage.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Luke also had the benefit.
Guys, I hit Platinum 2 in TFT.
They were using Ray as the main front line, and you can see it, Geek Fam. They know
I'm 2 ranks away from being part of the top fucking like 10%. Top 2%. At least that's what the internet says. They say that diamond rank is like the top 2%.
That's what I meant. They just know where's their strong suits and they play for it. And they deny any real potential for RRQ. They don't give them any long fights. They don't give them fights where Geek Fam are moving forward into the Law Yi spells.
Yeah, I'm almost diamond.
As well, into the short range.
Which really isn't even that high. Like, you still have like you still have like Master and Grandmaster and all that shit.
Possible. Whereas RRQ, it's a bit more YOLO-ish at times. When you can see it earlier, Dawn just running in against 5 members, trying to find something.
I don't know, was that like a bait, that moment?
Even if it was a bait.
I thought Grandmaster would be top 2% too, but when I was looking up ranks and stuff,
coincidentally right for RRQ, and I think against Geek Fam, it's a bit of wishful thinking to think it's gonna go that well.
I mean, technically, if we look at this mountain, right? There's a dip. There was a moment that RRQ found a moment.
Diamond tier players are highly.
Yeah, I think
top 2% of players are found in Diamond tier.
But if you look at the big moments, it doesn't seem like moments that are born out of the bad composition. It's just like misjudgment almost.
Then you have Master, Grandmaster, and Challenger. Only for Challenger, only 0.03% of players reside in Challenger.
Game, and even in the early game where RRQ looked a bit scary in these neutral objective battles, they should have looked scary in the early objective battles. But then Clay got picked off so early in the game with a mishap flicker. First blood that definitely played a big factor into that snowball that happened for Geek so early.
Yeah, and you can see also that Geek, the roaming trio is just so dangerous, and part of why that's the case, they keep going for the mid lane, man. Clay was just bullied so bad in game 2.
And you would wonder, right? Louis has such good early game pressure before level 4, and that made no difference.
Yeah, I know. I always. I wonder if MLBB did that on purpose. They made Grandmaster like the bottom roll.
How? What? You know, we're gonna see what Moko as well as
Bro, we gotta go on another break.
After game number 2. Before we get into game number 3, match point, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Dua game pertama, poinnya diamankan oleh Geek Fam. Tapi tenang saja karena masih ada harapan untuk RRQ di game selanjutnya.
Yes, menarik banget pastinya karena
Bro, it's poo-poo time, Trex. No. We're okay. My stomach stopped hurting. MPL ID official.
bahasanya Korea. Iya nih. Bahasanya Korea. Are you BB? Ya, BB. 네, 맞습니다. Wow! Brand ambassador teranyar dari RRQ belum 24 jam di-announce dan akhirnya datang ke MPL. Welcome to Indonesia, BB. 감사합니다. Wow, keren sekali. Ini beneran berarti dari
I'm looking for somebody on Instagram.
네, 저는 한국에 있는 서울에서 왔고요.
Found him.
신경이라고 하고 저를 RRQ BB라고 불러주시면 됩니다.
Jadi dia sengaja datang ke sini dari Seoul. Katanya nama aslinya dia itu adalah Seungkyung, tapi dia juga dikenal dengan RRQ BB.
Who's my favorite jungler and mid laner?
Jadi menarik ya di sini.
Mid laner right now is Mid laner right now is definitely Sanji. Jungler? I mean, obviously it's Mobazane. I'm just kidding. Probably a toss-up between like Carl and Wise. But Wise doesn't play anymore. But like I got real big into ML during the M3 era and stuff like that. Like that's when I really started taking esports seriously. So like Wise does like, you know, there's just kind of like, I don't know. I have some favoritism there, some biasness there. Carl, I mean, Carl definitely, just because I'm an Echo fan and Carl's like the GOAT, you know, like Carl's one of the GOATs, right? Like he's gonna go down as probably one of the greatest of all times, having 2 world championships under his belt, etc. It's on 2 different teams, like it's, but Wise definitely has like I think there's just some biasness towards Wise sometimes, just because of the time that I got really into esports. Top 3 mid. Top 3 mid. Probably what? Sanji, Few, and Sans. That's what I would say. Some like notable mid laners though that I think outside, especially like for being outside of C region, Rosa and Sunset Lover. The M4 win was way more impressive because during M2 only a handful of teams were good. Yeah. It was M2 was definitely a smaller event just because of COVID and everything. But it had one of the most remembered grand finals of all time, so you do have to give it that too.
Jadi katanya dia bilang dia datang ke sini, dia berasa untuk pertama kali dia ngelihat ternyata MPL ini besar banget. Jadi dia berasa katanya pertumbuhannya ke depannya juga dia yakin pasti akan semakin.
Bro, whatever, if I think Liquid, Cloud9, Team Spirit, Fnatic, like whoever wins, it's a pretty big deal with having the org. They might win a game. I mean, don't get me wrong. Momentum could shift if they ban out the, like, it depends if they make a hard switch here and like ban out the Harith and the Hellcurt, and then everything just changes. Why y'all talking about Liquid? We're talking about fucking Philippines, Liquid Philippines, bro. Evos is not going to diff Liquid Aura, but guys.
Coba dong, Bude, buktiin dulu. Bentar ya. Oh, sebentar. Apa nih? Coba.
Bude bakal ngomong sama Bibi pakai bahasa Korea.
Coba nih, kita kayak lagi nonton drakor nih. Bude sama Bibi ya. Coba kita lihat dulu nih. Beneran nggak?
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요, indeed.
사랑해요.
Wait, are you Korean? Biane Hajiman.
Oh.
What was that Korean too? I need my interpreter, bro.
Me too.
I need my Samsung
I need my
interpreter
Samsung
right
as
now.
well.
They were
Bro,
actually
Evos
using
Aura
it
is
to
until
get
like
the interview as
6:30,
well. The final
bro.
question was done with the Galaxy AI. That was dope.
Hopefully we get like
cool.
2 more games out of
Brand
this.
ambassador of RRQ. I believe her name is BB. Like BB.
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 We'll
Like
see.
Triple B, but only 2 Bs.
Yes.
Hang
That's
on a
what
minute.
that stands for, right? Because we have BBB, which is Big Brain Beloy.
Yes.
I guess we have BB too, but I don't know what that stands for. Not yet, at least. Well, you know? I don't.
I know BB8.
BB what?
BB8.
It doesn't look like, you know, she would roll to walk.
Yeah. Does she roll?
BB Rexa?
I don't think she rolls.
Something that has been on a roll is not RRQ. That's
It's
what.
not.
That's for sure. But it's Geek Fam. Geek Fam have been on a
Sorry,
roll.
can we refresh our predictions? What was your prediction?
3-1.
3-1?
3-1. Geek
Geek.
Fam.
You were saying?
What was yours?
Oh no.
3-1.
The smoke.
RRQ.
So here's one of the
RRQ,
things,
so
like,
it's already incorrect,
Yes.
right?
so I know that like a lot of people are against casters being biased or having favorite teams in their league. I personally think it's very okay. I enjoy it. And it also gives casters to have banter like this and mess with each other because their favorite team is losing, etc., etc. Like, I don't know, man. I wish more viewers would.
Rashi's wrong. He's wrongest.
But technically, I'm doing better than KB, which is an achievement.
Okay. We'll give him a round of applause for that. Congratulations, Arashi.
So English analyst better than Indo because of this game.
But you know, I watched the MP show, right? It was the latest. It was the latest. What you call it? The latest episode that they released, and a lot of people are saying that sometimes RRQ they pull out miracles.
Okay.
Okay, so when no logic is behind them, you know, with the fans' support, sometimes they're able to pull through. So could we be seeing a reverse sweep perhaps from Rex, Reg, and Kaon today? What's with your face, Miracle?
One can always dream, right? We have to be realistic with the data, but if it happens, I think I'm always a big fan of saying it's never over until it's really over. I believe there's potential, but there's a lot of things RRQ need to do, man. And I think even on an individual level, not a team level, there's some moments here that's just, wow, you know, at a playoff stage, some of these small moments can just be so costly. I mean,
I think BTR makes it. I think BTR can make it to grand finals for sure.
from Clay in the early game earlier.
Yeah.
Bro, my guy is still sweating, bro. Poor, bro. He shouldn't have wore the double-breasted suit, bro. He shouldn't have wore the three-piece suit, man. Get rid of the vest, bro. I would have taken that vest off a while ago.
Game 3. Last time Geek Fam and RRQ met, it was RRQ.
Bro, Evos isn't making it out of the next match, Ken.
3-2. So there's a possibility. You also mentioned it. How do they do that with GoPay, Turner?
That's the question.
How do they do it?
I don't know. I think the first thing you do is download the app.
That's definitely
right?
first.
That's the
Alright.
first thing you guys need to do. Back at home, download the app. And of course, if you guys think that your predictions can be better, bolder, and sharper, you guys can join the Vote Your Champion in the GoPay app because, ladies and gentlemen, you guys get a chance to win free GoPay coins of up to 10,000 rupiah.
Up to 10,000.
10,000s of millions and millions and millions of rupiah. And remember, if you guys want to drop by at the venue, you guys want to, you know, see Arashi in the flesh, you're like, oh my god, Arashi, you're so cute.
Unique venue design. PH had a really cool. Some people were hating on it. I loved PH's stage for their playoffs. I loved the V stage. It was really cool. MPL ID also has a nice stage. The venue hasn't completely grown on me, but it's really big, so that's pretty normal. But the stage is also cool for what it is. It's a very grandiose stage. They have a huge screen. Like, it's a huge stage. MPL ID just has a gigantic stage. Like, look at that fucking stage. That thing is huge right there.
I know where that is.
Yeah? Are you
Yep.
familiar?
It's like next to my house. Like 30
Really?
seconds away.
Wow, a true Depokian here. Yeah,
Did I just leak my address?
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a weird way to dox yourself, but I guess if you want to do it, it's okay, you know?
She's asserting dominance.
I trust you guys.
You know, it's like it's like Tony Stark when he said, you know, this is my address, just, you know,
I mean,
try.
he slammed his entire like name on a building. So
That's true.
Oh, it calls it Stark Tower, yeah.
we should do that.
Ooh.
Can you imagine like an
Maybe you
Eterna or
can,
Miracle
you know?
Tower?
No, that you can because you're the
Only
richest.
only Miracle can do it because he's the
It's a
richest
wolf
caster.
thing,
Or
you know?
wolf. I think he just bought like a yacht.
Bro, speaking of yachts, you know,
Uh-huh.
it's also RQ's, this is a metaphor, time to buy their metaphoric yacht because it's their last chance. I don't know how a yacht is the last chance, but we'll go with it, right, Arashi?
It's okay.
Well,
Last
respect bans be the key to.
Last chance to, you know, one last journey right here on that yacht to try and get over the big waves right now for RRQ.
Yeah, is it a yacht to
R choke.
MSC?
Yeah.
Or is it a
Oh.
yacht
We'll
back
see.
to their gaming house?
Oh.
I think they can definitely win a game, but I think they like there's two ways they can approach this.
Again, like,
Either they think they can just play better.
Home today.
the first one
They
might
think
start.
it's not the draft, and they think they can play better, and they give over the Hellcurt and everything again.
Back bans be the key.
Or
We've seen a lot of bans towards Veloci.
they ban out that Hellcurt, or they ban out the Harith, one of the two.
They're gonna try and maybe
Honestly, I feel like the Hellcurt could be,
that trade,
because
Loyi chip kind of trade.
the Hellcurt is just crushing their mid three, man. It's just crushing their jungle, mid, and roam.
Right? 'Cause it's been the same for the first two games.
They chose Red Sign in both games. I think it's a bit odd, but I can technically kind of understand. I think they want to play with just respect. They want to try to just get these counter picks out, comfort counter picks as well. But I think in all these regions, blue side have been super advantageous, man. They got so much value out of blue.
One more chance, ladies and gentlemen, for Rex, Regum, Keon. A lot of people were saying that they made it to the playoffs purely based on luck. And this is the last chance for them to prove that it wasn't just luck, that they have the potential, they have the skill, they have the foundation to go all the way here in the playoffs. And here it is, the drafting phase presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A55, A35 5G, and we finally see the change. RRQ with first pick, Geek with the second. And here it is, the bans even are coming very differently. Hellcurt, Faramis, Angela banned out here by the Kingdom. Meanwhile, the Kingslayers go for Claude, Moskov, as well as the Harith. This means that Natan has been left open.
Yeah, the Harith first pick threat here allows one hero to be open for Skylar. And technically, now both teams just let go of the Loyi chip. I wonder if Geek Fam are willing to go for this trade if they can guarantee a chip, right? I think
They first pick Louis here?
Pick here between the chip and the Harith.
They got to pick one of them. Yeah, I think they got to go for Louis or Chip here.
You get a shield as well. That could be a big deciding factor.
They get the chip. They give up what, Louis and Fred here?
They have to pick it up.
Louis, Fred pick up from Geek.
When Belois, he gets his hands on something like a chip because the way he uses the chip isn't the normal standard way. He does, he can do that, but he usually plays it just to get that macro
Natan
control.
Louis.
But you best believe if Geek Fam wants to leave something like a Natan open, they want to take it away from Skylar, denying it and also securing a Loyi for a boy.
It's the battle of macro now, right? Both the chip as well as the Luoyi has a grasp on the map. The question is, who can do it better? With Natan being picked up, what's a good lane for Skylar? Are they forced on Roger? There you go.
Roger, it seems like that will be the option they'll explore here, along with the Fredrin. So
Best three roamers currently,
means that once again RRQ will be back
or like GOAT status? What are we talking?
shut down Geek Fam with the Loyi.
If we're talking like over the past few years, I think you got to put Venus up there.
Natan and Loyi can be very easy targets to pick out.
Maybe Ogwin and Keyboy.
That was a big curveball to RRQ in game number 1 that caused them to lose control of the draft completely. The Barats. Is it going to go to
I think JP still. I think if, let's say Echo just has a great year and JP continues to improve, maybe Yawi, I don't know, kind of fell off.
Both are very viable. We've seen Luke play it really well. And it's uncharacteristic for him to play something like a Barat, but hey, game 1 was great for him.
We have to see, man. For Geek Fam, though, bending with the Masha right here, trying to limit the aggressive potential laners that perhaps Luke will be going up against. And just denying someone that can just come in from the portal and just wreak havoc. I do think that, you know, earlier in game 2, the X-Broke was open, right? But they went for, RRQ went for the Thamos instead. Here, if it's left open again, I think it's
Outside of Indo and PH.
a realistic option, especially against a Loyi and a Tan. You can go with the Last Insanity towards the back, and just like that, you're kind of immune to damage for quite a bit, and you can zone away these high damage output heroes and allow your team to kind of get an edge, get a foot in the door to win that team fight.
That should be the ban though, right, for a Geek?
Like
Right.
not a Filipino and not an Indonesian.
Next should be the
Hmm.
X-Borg. But they don't, okay, they do go for the X-Borg. It's too much value that RRQ can capitalize over with this hero, like you mentioned earlier on. But for now, RRQ, with the Minotaur being banned out, the
Apex
Hellstorm
47 is what Fireflux, right?
they're starting to limit Beloyski here. But
Or TNZ's
Beloyski has
Fireflux.
a million playstyles and a million skins that he could totally use.
No, Apex 47 is like freaking RQ Brazil or something.
Okay, so I think they're gonna really back on being able to win out in a proper 5v5. The Carmilla usually is used to try and counter the chip as well. That can be an option potentially.
TNZ's jungler.
You never really know.
That's why I was like, wait, so TNZ's definitely a decent jungler. Are we talking Rome? You guys are confusing me now.
It's just less effective.
There are a lot of options if you want to do that, right? We have Arlet.
Incendio is Fireflux.
Matilda is the choice for Geek, however. And now
TNZ's
RRQ,
jungler.
they're gonna have to reveal their final cards.
I think if I had to pick like best junglers outside of Indonesia and Philippines,
Remember, this is the composition that they have to.
some of my favorites, yeah, maybe TNZ, Zane, and
Ladies and gentlemen, who will it be?
Well, Geek Fam, they have a very good
I would say we could keep our eyes out for Magistor, but Magistor is not on
pick as well. It's going to be great.
not playing for Daewoo / Team Spirit anymore.
Matilda, and it just creates such a good front line for the Natan as well. So RQ, technically they can take that away, Arashi, or do they want to just go for a winning lane?
I'm more curious about the mid lane I was going to say.
MP the King, the Cambodian player.
It's all in that fight. They go for the Esmeralda as well here. Actually quite a good pick against a
He hasn't had any like big. Has he had any big Worlds placements though?
the chance to try and pull out something insane as the last pick to really throw a curveball.
What is it? Are they going for?
Yeah, MP the King is Filipino. That's what I thought. I'm like, because we're saying not Filipino, right?
Okay. To be fair, technically against a Vexana, if you go with a Purify, you can kind of neutralize the dive-in threat potential.
It plays in Cambodian Hearts.
A lot of ways to push away from neutral objectives. I feel like Geek Fam will definitely use that to great effect on top of the strong laning against the Esmeralda.
It requires accuracy, and it requires level-headed from Clay, something that we haven't seen.
Where would I
the
place
past 2 games,
Zane?
however.
If I
And
put
this
him
is
on the
not an
list,
ordinary Black Dragon. This is Luke's Black Dragon. This is one of
I
his
don't know. We'll see how he
power
does this year. If you asked me during at the end of M4, I would say he could deserve a spot in top 10. But you never know, man.
That's the big question, and for RRQ,
They might whiff, bro.
their last hope of prolonging the series even lies on this composition.
Will this be it, ladies and
Zane is a top tier jungler for sure.
The King Slayers once again find victory from
But like top 10 in the whole world,
last time they were the saviors.
tough. There's a lot of great junglers out there.
Back again, but even the game cannot handle the high.
I think he could. I think you could argue.
Technical pause.
I think you could argue Zane being a top 10.
Has been going on with the composition.
I think you could argue Zane being a top 10 for sure. I think, yeah, an M3, M4, you could argue him being a top 5 for sure.
We're still trying to figure out ways, and I think RRQ are trying to figure out ways as well as to how they make it out of this game alive at least, because they got to take it step by step at this point. They can't even think about moving to the next stage first. They got to think about this game right here, right now. It's all about this moment.
I mean, the fans in the building are still very much alive, though. Really still hoping that their team can make a...
It has been a year, though, since we've seen Zayn on an international stage, so
Very relaxed, so I do wonder if
we got, you know, we'll see how.
Is it relaxed?
Don't get me wrong, I have big faith in the in Cloud9 and the NA team, but
the stages of grief.
One of the yeah, I think that's the final stage of grief.
Yes, just accepting that's the case.
What's sad is just last week he had to witness Geek Fam Jr. reverse sweep RRQ Senna in MDL Grand Finals, 3-0 to 4-3.
So it's already like a rivalry of an entire organization.
At this point, it just seems as though Geek Fam, whether it be the main team or the junior team, they have RRQ's number.
What's the number? Can I call? Oh, you didn't mean literally.
Well, technically it is literal, but it's not a phone number, you know, Eterna. Like, you know, the record is 7-0. If we count MDL, it's 8-0.
Oh.
Yikes.
If we count this game, if they
So
win,
that's 15.
9-0.
Oh, man, please.
15.
You said 7 plus 8 is 15, right?
Yeah, but 7 plus 1 plus 1 is 7 plus 2, you know, like this series and
7
then
plus
the MDL series.
Oh.
Yeah. So 7 plus 2?
I thought you meant like 8-0.
Yeah, 8-0.
I'm so confused.
8-0 in matches.
8-0 in matches.
Including MPL or not?
sorry, I got some messages I have to respond to.
Okay.
Ooh, hey. All right. I do wonder right now what's going on, because Geek Fam
So
seem
15.
relaxed. They do have the numbers, but for RRQ, you bet everyone's like, okay, bros, please, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna do it? We have to try and find something. You know, crunch those numbers, man.
How do they crunch those numbers, though? These are some big numbers to
We can't.
crunch.
We literally can't stop asking that. How do they do this?
How?
How will it be done? How do they crunch the numbers? What do they do?
At this point, we gotta get like 2 extra guests, right? We got to get 2 extra guests and maybe ask them questions. We need to get Wolf, Midnight, Mobazane, someone here. Get Trex here. He's watch partying back at home, right? Trex, how do RRQ win?
They don't. They don't.
Trex is saying they don't.
Rolling it out. And with the chip, though, will that be enough?
Bro!
Look at that. Mr. Danny into the land of dawn.
Please tell me you guys heard that, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more opportunity for RRQ to win it. It looks like they mean business.
Straight dive in the bottom lane, and Clay picks up first blood. Beloyski as well with a flicker earlier, but look at Skylar. Straight to that turret he goes. Getting a few hits onto that turret shield, and even making Chidera miss that cannon, and is actually gonna go on to Beloyski as well. This might be a kill with a Lycan Pounce. No flicker on Beloy. Skylar is online in game 2.
Okay.
What happened, ladies and gentlemen, right? And that's the entire winning condition that RRQ need with this composition that they brought in game number 3. They need Skylar to snowball, and already with a 1-0-1 KDA, this is a very good start against an Atan that needs time to scale.
This is an Atan against a chip, against a Roger, with a bargain hunter and a thrill. This man...
Bro, it's 1 kill, Ken. Calm down.
He might be forced to pay for it, because Vin is just relentless.
Don't get me wrong, RQ could win a game. I don't think they're winning 3 in a row.
Especially considering the turtle is about to spawn. He's not level 4 yet, so he won't be able to utilize that shortcut.
Have to wait. Look at the positioning here, especially in the EXP lane. You do wonder how this matchup is going to play around, because Dawn against Luke, like in the prolonged trades, I think it still favors the Youth Song until a bit later on. With a few more items, I think the Esmeralda can be tanky enough. But Vin on the chip here.
Trex is a hater. Now I'm a hater. Because I think you're a geek hater. How about that? Don't be such a geek hater, Ari. Don't be so biased, bro. Ken, don't be so biased. Why do you hate geeks so much?
Gets solo killed up top by Luke. An absolute punish. And he takes the shortcut, flies around to the mid lane. Vin chasing him down, doesn't have the shortcut anymore. He used it earlier in the mid lane, so Luke just goes in with a furious dive onto him, put some damage. But Vin's doing a good job.
That was funny, though.
Luke's recall to give Don a bit more pressure to play with up top.
Did you see how low Luke was? He was like a sliver of health, and he was still able to outplay that situation. Mind you, Esmeralda was being babysitted by Clay in the top lane to give Esmeralda a better time in the neutral objective contest. But even in that 2-1, despite Luke being caught solo, he was still able to clear and was still able to go for the solo.
They don't.
On Clay.
Trex 2024.
And look at this on Skylar. He gets punished.
Aggressive entropy into a circling eagle. Chidera nowhere near to go and follow up. Aloyski engaged on, but he actually is able to flicker out safely.
A risky situation here in the gold lane. Oh, Vin!
Oh, he's not even gonna be able to pop in the shortcut right
Nom,
into
nom, nom.
There you go. Spat out and taken down by a boy.
Geek Fam says, enough, bro. You've been disturbing us for the past 3 minutes. Now, though, with that kind of outcome, see RRQ, the first few early levels at least. Oh, look at this play.
Whoa!
Like and Pounce follows.
Whoa!
Going to Purify to get rid of the knockup and the taunt. Well played by Chidera.
Okay, let's slow things down a little bit, right? What is the winning condition for Geek right now?
For Geek, they gotta slow it down and make sure they scale up, and they don't have lanes that are just snowballing out of control. And eventually, they can get Chidera the space and the safety that he requires to just completely shred through the front line, go for those objectives. For RRQ, it's almost like the opposite. They gotta try and get some snowballs going in. They've done a great job of getting Skylar ahead.
Guys, if my Instagram and YouTube account get banned in the next 24 hours, just know it's because I said they don't.
Become a 50-50. It can be a guaranteed victory. Now with more time, they can go for a shortcut. But look at this play, the diversion already used.
Oh boy, two-man falling star moon has been. Rotates up top, wants to put the shortcut down. That's a furious.
Well played, well played.
Clay by Luke. That was welcome as well. Clay gonna be forced to flicker out defensively now as Rad looks for some damage onto Ray, but has the guiding win. By Beloyski to escape. Shortcut placed down. Finn now with the punch forward. And Skylar rotating with the Lycan form, trying to chase him down. Lycan pounds on the Beloyski, but he still has a shielding as Don tries to go and chase in the back as well. Meanwhile, meanwhile, well still chasing Ray and the boy. Good dispersion, good rotation, but now stunned up and shot down.
Luke goes down.
Attacks of the Esmeralda, an all-out win.
Three down for Geek.
In the bot lane, Skylar goes on to Chidera, tries to chase him down and flicker forward to a Purify. Skylar takes him out with a Lycan pounce.
You said RRQ needed to look for more, and here they do. A kill from Skylar solo.
Meet the RRQs.
So Chidera is just the cherry on top of an amazing team fight earlier on around the turtle, because mind you, Irad was a level below of Ray, but it didn't matter if he wasn't even there to begin with.
Circling Eagle into the depths is welcome. Good disengage. Skylar with a Lycan form, now jumping back. And Ray gets out, so does Skylar. Oh boy!
Oh!
And the rotation into the guiding
boy's starting to hurt, bro.
Safety in the bottom lane.
Wow.
2-1.
Sequence of events here. RRQ finally just getting a bit more aggression in, but as you can see, Geek Fam always seem calm and calculated, like they're waiting for the next move. It might be on top.
Bro, Natan just flew to mid.
Used up already. Now it's petrifying. The Furious Dive used up. Now he pops in the Black Dragon form to escape. It's a shortcut. Is there two?
Bro, what is he doing, bro?
But Luke gets out just in time. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, a trade happening. Geek Fam.
Nice mid tower.
Tier 1 down.
And that's a big win, honestly, for Geek, right? If they want to have more presence on the map, the fact that they were trying to get a trade kill onto Luke, the fact that they were unable to get that, and the fact that Geek were able to get that mid-side turret.
I think you should make that vid public. No, bro.
To try and hinder the weathering storm that RRQ.
Matt Melvin clipped this RQ video of me, and I told him we couldn't post it because I was scared. I told him I was scared to post it, bro.
Even when they're technically in control.
The thumbnail looks great, guys, but I'm scared of the video, bro. I'm scared of posting anything about RQ.
And decisive exchanges coming in from Geek Fam. Chidera, I believe, is still very close when it comes to gold with Skylar, so they really have to try and get some more value out of these big fights. Dawn has been able to do great, but can he keep going?
Chunking them down, circling Eagle. On to Vin, that's his welcome as you.
Chidera
now with Entropy, able to melt him down, falling. Darmoon locking the 3 members, though, and the Brazers grabbed by Irad. Not connecting, and RRQ did not go for the turtle. They ended up resetting it. It's a 1-for-0 right now. The Black Dragon form now used up by Luke to go and grab some space, but Ray doesn't have the depth as welcome. Instantly engaged on Retribution battle, and it's
Ray able to get it. Well played. Gold back to a standstill. Bro, these fights are going on, bro. The sustainability from both teams.
To back away and to take the gold lead back into their hands.
That was such a clean take, was it not?
Oh.
What is Rat doing?
Going in is what he's doing, but now he gets.
Oh, Luke! Luke! Oh, it's fair trade. Good trade. Good trade. Good trade. Good trade.
Just back and forth changing
good trade.
Roles, but you gotta feel like, for the most part, Geek Fam are still very much in control. There's gonna be play here, though.
Flanking diversion, but the falling star move was able to connect that to this welcome right onto Clay, spinning him out. Meanwhile, Skyler.
Oh,
backline down
well
the
played.
He's able to flick around, and now a boy is caught in the midst of it all.
Boy flickers back.
Dawn who catches him
Gonna get hit by Dawn.
And Vin, who's able to just zone Beloy and Ray away. Another Lycan pounds and circling eagle will be used defensively, but look at Dawn with a falling star moon. Only to use
Bro,
it
they are
position in our
they're punching it out right now, boys.
one level lead. A little bit for Ray. And he's still able to secure his purple buff here. They go straight to the mid lane to defend.
That was a 2-for-2 trade, Arashi, in that exchange in the 8th minute of the game. Who do you think it was worth it for?
If you have the better late game, the equal trades, if it's just a 2-for-2, in a way, on paper, it always values Geek Fam. But at the same time, chaotic games like this is where RRQ kind of thrive. But it really seems like right now, it's like Dawn. When Dawn can do really well in these fights, get big damage, zone away the backline, that's where RRQ really gets a victory. When they're just all scrambling together and Dawn is kind of just moving back and forth, not really with a real purpose. Geek Fam just seems to have the better options, the better choices here. And the fact that Clay went with the flicker right now is really just punishing him so hard, because anyone that just jumps to the back, especially Luke, if he comes in on Clay with the Black Dragon form, he's almost forced to use it and still lose out on a bulk of his HP. Like RRQ, the only real times they were able to get massive value is with the shortcut, and they have to try and make plays with that as well.
Uh-oh. Pull up, pull up, pull up!
Ray gets taken out. The Black Dragon form now used up defensively. Meanwhile, a boy gonna be ran down by Dawn. But look at him now. He's gonna be caught.
Dawn in trouble. Down. Chidera able to get the kill.
First blast. Putting him down in the back. But it's Dawn for Ray to trade as of right now. Skyler chasing him down, but the guiding wind gets Beloyski enough of that shield to escape. Holy Crystal bought in. Irad with a taunt and the Razor's wrap.
Geek having a little problem.
And the Petrified, but Skyler is able to somehow get out of it again.
Geek's getting oiled up. Oil up, boys.
Right now, but they don't have a
Oh, for just a second, bro.
They tried to go for the steal with Chidera, but unfortunately it didn't work out for them. And now RRQ hold all the cards. Meanwhile, Geek forced to go on the defense. This is a 2,000 gold lead from RRQ. Is this the beginning of the end of Geek?
It's still very early on right here.
Viva RRQ!
They are behind, but it's a 2k gold lead against a composition that has so much aggression, against a Natan, mind you. Especially once RRQ can push Geek towards the base, they still have to deal with the problem of cracking open the base. And generally, so far, against Geek Fam, that has been difficult, but look at Dawn.
A sandwich maneuver with a falling star moon, able to catch Chidera. No Purify, they dive straight onto him, but look at the guiding wind from Malloy. Vin cutting him off, putting the shortcut down to teleport now. They all try to go and dive in all the way, but no one's taking a portal.
Vin, go down, go down, go down. Vin's dead, Vin's dead, Vin's dead. Well played. Ray able to defend the tower. Irad might be in trouble here. Y'all got him, y'all got him, y'all got him, y'all got him, y'all got him. Collapse.
Ray gets rid of Irad.
That was so unfortunate, right? It looked like such a great sandwich play maneuver by Vin, as well as the other members of RRQ to take Chidera down. But in the end, what was it? Was it a lack of communication? Was it a lack of synergy? What was the hesitation, commitment in that portal there?
It has to be a lack of communication. It seems like RRQ, they were gonna go
That's a
for
thick
the
dino,
dive,
boys.
everything at the same time. And like I said, it seems like the play is being called as it's being made, not before. And that just leaves so much room for error, even though earlier, RRQ had waves to play around. They just lost so much value at that one fell swoop, but Vin, can he make something happen here?
Doesn't put a shortcut, he hesitated.
Dilo, what's up? Welcome back.
Bit of a miscall perhaps from RRQ as they wanted to go, but also they didn't. Dawn chasing forced to use the Purify. Dawn actually catches Chidera, but there's no one there to follow it. On the back line, look at the damage to follow up. Skyler with a Lycan pounce able to keep
Skyler!
back line where Chidera will fall. Meanwhile, Geek chasing, kiting, sustaining. Luke finds the portal. He gets portal back in towards the top side and actually saves Skyler. A boy doing the same thing with a diversion, able to get out just in time towards the base, but Beloyski.
Bro, this all these teleports are going crazy.
Against 4 members, 4 of the Kingdom soldiers. Luke will take it.
All right, 3 down, 3 down.
In the world
RRQ.
interaction. Skyler nearly gets taken out, but unfortunately for Luke, He gets portaled in towards the top side, denying that pickoff, and it gave RRQ everything. 3 members taken down for Geek. The Kingslayers, they're falling behind. I told you, right? Luck for the Kings. You never see it coming.
Look at Lemon. Look at Lemon.
There's a portal, and now with the pressure, with Luke just now spawning, they're going to go for the Lord. Dawn, though.
Uh-oh, a lot of damage on a Dawn. Get the kill, man. Ay, ay, ay.
Eternal guard on the choke point. RRQ got the Lord. They were able to disengage as well, but now Geek Fam are looking for more. They're trying to force a fight. And unfortunately, they cannot look for right now. RRQ too clean with it.
All right, finally, bit of a break. Like you mentioned, Eterna, though, there's just something about RRQ. Before the Lord was able to guarantee their victory, they're the portal, man. That was so confusing for a second. Like, wait, what happened? Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Was that a bug? But no, he just walked. He just grazed the portal. Once again, there was this momentum, but now RRQ, they have to try and play it slow, play with the waves here, right? Use this Lord to its maximum potential. They have the chip global presence. They have been already in position, and you can see that Dawn has been a big nuisance, and maybe now Chidera has enough damage to really shut him down, but it's still gonna take time, okay? So they have to try and slow it down. This is where they have to try and be patient. They went out the falling star moon, but yeah, Dawn, he's been keen.
God, how far back were we, bro?
Entropy up top, that's a risky move, look at Finn. Straight into the back line he goes, waiting for the entropy to pop, and now goes in off the Chidera, but a guiding win is there too.
Oh!
Ah!
I'm sorry!
To the Kingslayers and the Dragons. Will mark down to the back with a Petrify onto Vin, and the Furious died defensively, catching Vin, but not able to take him down just yet. The guiding win grants them a little bit of that photo HP and shielding. Both teams disengaging, but Geek Fam dealing with the Lord.
It looks like Geek are already looking for ways to maneuver around the straightforward strategy that RRQ have time and time again utilized to success. We saw it kind of falter. RRQ are now aware of it. What is the next play that RRQ are going to do? Despite that, though, Geek were unable to get a trade off. They were unable to get a pick on to RRQ. It was a beautiful cover from Vin as well
there we go.
in the back line to cover Skyler
We're caught up now.
against the Black Dragon form coming in from Luke as well as the dive. So all in all, it looks like both of these teams, they're utilizing every single brain wave that they have.
All the waves.
All the waves.
Even the minion waves.
That's exactly what they need to be doing right here. And man, for Geek, they're really trying to make use of this double fake, right? The entropy into the guiding wind to make sure that RRQ, they have to try and use 2 ultimates or 2 skills to try and stop Chidera from being able to just slide out of those risky situations. For RRQ though, as long as they still have this gold advantage, this wave advantage, they can keep making plays for that Lord. And even if they don't really get Chidera, the fact that Chidera is zoned and has to spend so much time walking around trying to avoid the danger means that RRQ can shut down and really shred through Ray and Luke and the rest of the members that do get left behind.
Trex is not Trexing.
The guiding win exclusively reserved for Chidera. Ray is the one that has been the main victim, the main hero that can be chased down and immediately taken out by RRQ. So that is something that now Geek Fam needs to try and solve. If RRQ jump towards them and go on Ray, what can they do? But look at his play!
A flicker by Beloyski. Not gonna work though, Vin!
Uh-oh!
With the flags touching
Bro, Vin is... Bro, I'm telling you guys, the Chip Roger combo is vicious, bro.
Jakarta International Velodrome as Beloyski escapes. They're running for the hills, and Dawn is the one who escorts them back to their base.
It's fitting. It's fitting.
If Geek survive this Lord push, I think they got this in the bag.
Kings are coming back. They're showing, they're giving the Kings
Because after this Lord push,
for their money here. Already pushing into this mid-side match point. They don't
Dawn dives in with Falling Star Moon. Vin looking for a play as well. Ray down to about 20%. Still able to chunk away though. Tower finally going to drop. Tower still up. Sending out shots. But Ray and Luke both fall. Chidera! Chidera!
Still terrified. Dawn by the way to truncheon just in time. Chidera not timing it right. Getting the shield.
Vin jumps in, drops the portal. The shortcut.
Walks back up. Has to respect the damage from Chidera as now he gets terrified again. Skyler has
I don't think he can do it. I don't think Chidera. Nope. That's it. Double kill.
It's a double kill. But the minion waves have been cleared. They're going for the desperate end. Dawn is taking it up, but they all might just die to the waves.
No way.
To the base as well. Still though, with a Lord at the bottom.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
RRQ will miraculously be able to stay in the series, in the playoffs.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to game number 4. The Kings of Kings, they prolonged this series, held back their backs to the wall at match point. They're able to turn it around, giving them more time to recuperate, more time to recover.
Extending their run that much longer.
I'm telling Mirko that 3-1 prediction looking good.
That was a loud cheer from the crowd. Finally, a sign of life from RRQ. That crazy style. It even till the end, it felt like, okay, wait, is it over? Is it over? It's almost like you never know. But we'll take it. RRQ. One score for them. Potentially the beginning of a comeback, but we'll have to wait and see.
Bro, I don't know if I want this series to go all 5 games, bro.
Dreams that were crushed this last season by a reverse sweep by their
I would
opponents.
like some rest.
Now it could be theirs to hold. 1-2.
You know, teams like Evos, teams like RRQ, teams with so much support from the people and the fan base, these are teams that you can't write off that easily, right?
When's
Because
work?
Evos have
Work
built
is
similar
in
things.
7
They're
hours.
back into a corner and they're able to
Give me
turn
one
things
more
around.
series and let me go night-night, bro.
We're beginning to
Let me get a
see
solid 5
the
hours.
beginning of such things. With RRQ and Evos, again, you don't know what to expect. And I think people were already expecting...
Let me get a
3-0
solid 7 to
victory
6
for Geek.
hours, you know?
But RRQ have successfully forced a game number 4. Did you guys see their performance in game number 1 and game number 2? And then you saw them back
Here
in
comes
game
our
number
song,
4.
guys. Here comes our
Where
song.
did that come from? This is the RRQ that
we own X.
That's the
Bro,
big question.
Arashi is sweating, bro.
The draft, right? We're talking about this chip difference, how it's always been banned out, and RRQ are forced to just ban it away again and again. But see, when they do pick it up, we did mention it's going to be crazy, and it's not just them being aggressive and getting all success. There were moments there that it looked really shaky for RRQ as well, but we did mention RRQ, when it gets confusing, when it gets chaotic, that's where they somehow will find that one moment to really take over. And it just seems to be just the way RRQ is.
They're always somehow able to pull out these miracle games.
Hey, yo, where is her badge?
Like a miracle.
It's under her hair, I think. It's under her hair. She wears on the right side.
Whoever it is.
T Harmony.
Geek Fam who hold the early game advantage, they take over the game. And simply put, RRQ were able to construct a draft that helped them, that enabled them in the early game, constantly looking for fights and always...
That racist Trex? What?
Got dove on level 1. Remember,
What's
by Viv
racist?
and Clay and Skylar all together. And it was all due to the better early game. But even in the late game, Don.
Player of the game, ladies and gentlemen, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy A55, A35 5G. We were wondering how this EXP lane was going to go, and I think you mentioned that Yuzong would have a little bit
Keep
of
the
a
stream
better
going?
Listen to early
You want me to keep the
Yeah,
stream
but
going?
even then, right?
He was still able to actually be relevant. He wasn't really...
You want me to
shutting
put Ken in the VC?
But especially in that mid game, once he has a few magic resistance items, I mean, if you look at his inventory right now, it's all magical defense. He knows that his
When I go?
he won't be taking a lot of physical damage as well. So Athena, Arena Armor, just to ensure that even when Shadera just goes all in to try and do damage to him, he can survive for that much longer. And from the mid to late game, we already mentioned it in the game earlier, but we'll say it again. When he was doing fine, when he can get his hands on the back line, and he's just calculated with it, he was just an absolute menace. And this was that dive we were talking about. It's out of nowhere. I think even Shadera was like, whoa, really? Level 2? And from there, they were able to get some success in these fights if they can make sure that...
Oh, they had Milo on that board, huh? I didn't notice that.
It was that low, but he was able to just turn it around. Showing again that
these portals, man, they get you.
They get you every time.
An insane amount of damage coming in from Dawn as well. The fact that everyone was just corralled so far together, right, for safety.
Nap time, guys.
Productive here when Dawn is in the picture, and Skylar.
Power nap time.
He knows what he wants, man.
Disco. This is what you call a disco nap, guys. This is what you call a disco nap. When you rest and close your eyes, but you don't actually fall asleep.
Could they have done it even if they got the circling eagle on him?
It would take a bit too long, and it would allow the team to really come back and fight. But yeah, this fight again, they were diving in when the turret was still up, and they were Skylar here is hitting the turret, not hitting the heroes from the side of Geek Fam. So there's still a lot of crazy moments where you're like, wait, really? Coming in from RRQ, but they have the draft, like you mentioned, Mirko, to
Past 4 a.m.
and it really worked out.
It's bedtime is what time it is. That's what time it is, boys. How long have we been streaming for? A little over 2 hours.
But then, you know, that dramatic moment always with RRQ victories. You gotta have that
2.5 hours.
Gives the kingdom a
2 hours and 37 minutes.
Right? Because I looked to my left and everybody was jumping. Everybody was stunned for a moment.
It's Sonic time. Wrong.
By they thought their players had lost the game to the base.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a kingdom, and I kind of skipped a beat there as well. It's understandable, but at the end, Chidera, he wasn't enough to defend the base, especially with Skylar already on standby like that. But that was an 18-minute game. So notice the trend: 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 18 minutes.
So you're saying RRQ needs late game, or is it just getting longer and longer?
I just feel like RRQ, they're warming up, and now they're to that point where they might push it to even longer.
Ooh, reverse sweep RRQ?
It's possible.
After all the reverse sweeps done against them, it will be poetic.
Milo, the best EXP laner in NA. Currently,
there's not a way to do that to them.
by all technicality, yes. Career-wise, no.
Aside from Dawn, obviously, I think Vin on the chip, and we talked about this chip being buffed, being strong. In that final fight, if you look at the new asset we had, the team fight.
If they do good at MSC,
the highest damage dealt in that fight was actually from Vin, if the stats were correct. At least in the initial catch. So I was like, wow.
Little toe spamming. Do we let that spam happen, guys? Are we okay with that spam? That's the real question. Yo, but I normally don't let spam happen, but are we okay with Ken hate spam? There's something about it that I'm not completely against. Not gonna lie. There's something about it that I'm not completely against.
Oracle, Radiant, Athena
No.
There's one magic item. The Enchanted Talisman is the only...
You get a 10-minute timeout for that.
It was full defense, straight up.
Real quick though, is that a Lord for Vin?
10-minute timeout. To the corner. You go. Hopefully you think about your actions.
But yes, Dawn, he was just able to rack up all that damage, not by burst, right? Just by duration. The fact that he was just standing, maneuvering, and just doing consistent damage to everyone around him again and again. And with the guiding win, it's almost like with a guiding win, you're guaranteed.
I hope he comes back in 10 minutes and spams again against Ken.
Dawn absolutely took advantage of that to really try
Just kidding.
and do as much damage as possible. And the calculations were on point. Several times he was able to just get out barely with a sliver of HP. And usually against an Atan, against a Lo Yi, that's usually a bit scary, right? To try and attempt.
So in this case, why did the Esmeralda work out, where in game 1 it didn't?
I feel like it's because there's just a lot less damage available. There isn't really a lot of burst damage that can be used to deny and immediately lock down and destroy that Esmeralda before she can start dancing around, right? Getting some shields, getting some damage. And that's, I think, the main winning condition there.
So it's purely just burst.
Oh, and there's more frontline, because the Chip and Fredrin now is the frontline, so the Esmeralda isn't actually the main focus target, right? So Vin will be going in with the portals.
Did you guys know Moist Critical lives in the same city as me?
What's up?
I learned that a couple weeks ago.
I didn't quite catch
And now every time I watch a video and he mentions something about Tampa or anything like that, I'm like, oh yeah, it's always weird.
What's up? Okay, I'm done. You should have done, the Esmeralda dance while you're saying what's up, What's up? There you go.
I like it.
We're not doing this.
I think he does the cosplay better than me.
Yeah, I was actually about to tell you because you've cosplayed Esmeralda before
Nah.
to do the Esmeralda dance.
No
but
competition,
you got
man.
beaten. You got
Penguins,
beat
yeah,
up by
penguins.
The GOAT. All hail, Don Esmeralda.
Ken, you don't like Charlie?
Dance off.
Why, bro?
Who would win in a dance off? Don, because he played Esmeralda. No
He's a
one in the world would
likable
dance
guy.
there
He's just a
except
chill guy.
Don. The Don. The Don. That's actually a really cool
The Don?
nickname that we'll talk about. Well, maybe we can use the Don.
The Dawn,
The
there's a lot
Dawn.
of
Dawn.
Kadia.
Yes.
Yeah? Kadia.
100%. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, an invitation to join
Kadia.
the Discord by clicking the following link or scanning
Kadia.
the QR code down below. There it is. There's a QR code. There is the link. That's the
Kadia Gaming,
Kadia
at Kadia Gaming. There's the @ there's the tag, there's a link, there's a QR code. So many different options for you guys to go and follow. Check out the Discord, man.
Do you think Moist Esports will ever come to MLB? Maybe I should go find him in Tampa, guys, and convince him to make a North American MLBB team.
All right. So, me, LaFell, Wolf. Okay, I don't.
Bro, if a big streamer like that, that would honestly be the end for NA. If a big streamer like that, a North American streamer, got into it and was watch partying it, we'd be in there. We would be in there, guys.
There you go.
Get it right.
But how do you pronounce UBS? Because it could be UBS, it could be UBS.
It's UBS.
But the pronunciation is just the best thing in the world, right? Get it now. Only 150 pieces available of the limited edition Benedetta Electo.
I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Warrior Rings. It's
I'm not saying Moist is going to do that. But I'm just saying, if you could get a big, like if you could get Disguised, Ludwig, or Moist or something like that, like if you get one of them to get into it.
That's simple,
want it.
man. And
I want it.
good things come to those who wait. We've been waiting 9 weeks for this. Actually, with an extra 2 weeks of break, we've been waiting 11 weeks for this. So, after this, we're going outside to the merch store.
It's more. It's more.
Oh yeah, because we had the LeBaron holiday.
So we have
holiday.
What's 9 plus 2? 10. 10 weeks, ladies and gentlemen.
Excuse me, what?
That's how long that we've been waiting. It's a long time, 10 weeks.
Quick maths, ladies and gentlemen.
What, am I wrong?
On the desk.
But you're saying no, you're not.
It's okay. It's
Wait,
okay.
can I count with my fingers?
Asmongold.
Okay, you know?
Oh, 11!
I watched some Asmongold. He's on my YouTube feed.
11 weeks plus 2.
11. 13.
And that's the season we're on.
Oh, coincidence?
I think not.
I think not.
That's what conspiracy theory is.
You have to see between the lines, bro. What's the hidden message?
See between the line of this match, Arashi. Will they equalize?
As an analyst.
As an analyst?
And then as a Kingdom fan?
Yeah.
It's
As an
possible.
RRQ fan.
Okay, as an analyst, it's possible. As a Kingdom fan, I hope so.
It's possible, and I hope so.
So yes and yes?
Yes.
What about you, Eternal? As a Liquid fan, yes.
Respect bands pay off. Will RRQ take the win in a show-off? Notice
Dude.
how I completely ignored Miracle, by the way.
Yeah, because I mentioned the wrong team. I was about to say, as a Liquid fan, I would have said as a Yaoi fan.
But will it pay off for Rashi?
Will it pay off?
These respect bands.
The respect bands? I guess it will, but it depends on who you respect. That's the problem with Geek Fam every single time. Is it the roamer? Is it the mid lane? There's a lot of problems they're able to pull out. And the thing is, the pattern at least shows that when RRQ...
Will I ever do
they
a Discord
won
watch
first
party with
pick, so
viewers? Like, will I
see if that
live
is
stream it?
something that Geek Fam will
I don't know
allow,
if I
right?
trust
If they
any
would
of
go
you
for
in a
the
VC while I'm on
first
live
pick instead
stream.
and try and force RRQ into those weird...
Now, like,
early
just
drafting
hanging out in
phases.
Discord?
Actually, that's true. Because
Yeah, we could
loser
do that.
picks
If
the
I
side,
actually
right?
knew a lot of you guys were
So
going to,
with
like,
Geek
hang out in the
losing that-
Discord and, like, just watch some stuff when I'm not streaming.
Exactly.
Feels like
Yeah, we could do that.
Feels.
But I don't know if I would live stream
We'll
a
see if it is checkmate,
Discord
because
VC with
in a lot of cases,
everyone in it.
especially in MPL Philippines as
Nah,
well.
bro.
day 1 all the way to day 2 of their playoffs.
I'm not saying I
blue
can't
side
trust
had
some of you,
100% win rate.
but
What's the
somebody's
rationale
gonna
behind
troll,
that? Is it
somebody's
because
gonna
if
start
you're
swearing, somebody's
on
gonna
blue side, you guys can go for the
freaking
respect band.
put porn into their microphone
purely
or
because of
something.
that.
You
To
know,
keep
it's
the
just
matchup and pick up the most
something
prio
wrong
hero.
will happen.
But let's say in the last game, right, for RRQ, they banned out the Hellcurt, the Angela, and the Faramis. That's all respect bans. We didn't see those 3. Well, actually, the Faramis was banned in the first phase as well by RRQ in game 2 on red side. But then they were able to pick up Chip instantly, right?
But like an
So when
off-stream
you leave open
hangout
these kind of big
session, yeah.
picks,
I would love to get the
RRQ
Discord
take
more
it.
active.
And they make good use of it. And it's the same for Geek Fam. Always leaving the Hereth open, always just banning out Skylar for the most part.
Should we
forcing
start
RRQ
doing
to choose
debates?
Which heroes?
Should we start
you
doing
wanna let
debates
go.
in Discord?
If it's a big pick like a Hereth or a Chip, it could be game changing.
Who would be
It could
willing to
game.
debate?
It could be just game. It could be match. It could be GG right here.
But it's interesting, right? Chip being such a priority here. If I'm not mistaken, in other MPL regions, Chip is not.
Oh,
Is
after
it
the patch?
Yes.
It's- no,
Is it because
it's-
of the extra shielding?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That shielding is disgusting.
I don't know, like best jungler. We could like debate
Especially
teams.
against
We
a
could
team that
debate
likes to brawl
MLBB stuff.
that frequently. I mean, I was trying to get some analysis in that game. Every single time, I think there were like 3 sentences that weren't really interrupted by a fight. Everything else, yeah, okay, Baloyski was doing this. Yeah, this, whoa! Every single time.
That's what RRQ do on the Chip. I think that's what we can expect whenever a Chip is picked up, right?
True.
That's the tempo you want to play on as a Chip, and that's why you need something like a Roger. You need these big picks, and that's why I was kind of surprised that Geek Fam went for the Natan pick after seeing the Chip, because I thought they would actually want to take away these early game picks like the Roger away. So, because you can imagine Natan with the Chip, you're not going to be participating in those fights. You're not going to be taking the portals.
True. But with the Roger, right, that's where they were able to actually go all in aggressive. And again, like we were talking about earlier, Chidera went with a very farm-heavy, like greedy
is to trick the
emblem
Reaper.
setup. So maybe here, after that experience, he's going to be a bit more respectful, go for like the tenacities or maybe the firmness potentially. We'll have to wait and see, man.
2-1 at the moment.
That sounded like a
We're still
Hellcurt
at
ban.
match point. All eyes are on RRQ right now. Whether or not they can equalize a 2-2 against the King Slayers. Here it is.
Jeremy's
Geek
pick
with the
for
first
Geek.
pick in the drafting phase of game number 4.
We're gonna give up
Presented
the
by the
Louis
official
again.
tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy. We have the Claude, Zatan, and Moscow band out once again. Respected RRQ with
Fred.
the Hereth, Hellcurt, and the Chip.
Geek's gotta
Geek
pick up
are
the-
able to
Geek
pick up
picks
their
up the Louis
power
here,
in
right?
the Faramis.
No, they
and
already have a
RRQ with the
mid.
Roger and the Fredrin. Remember, the Valentina has still been left open.
We'll have to see how this plays out right here. Raxia and the carry though. I wonder if the idea is to kite back or is the idea to try and get someone that can lock down to try and shred, or maybe use.
I don't
maybe
know.
They're gonna try and just use the carry as a deterrent. Whatever it is for RRQ right now, I think utility is still in the picture unless they really want to go for the Valentina first. I feel like if they want to
You
try
pick
and
up- I
oblige
feel
the
like-
team fights, they have to do so.
Bro, Louis is open. That's what I'm
They
saying.
don't go for it at all. They go for the Louis
Of
instead.
course, they go for the Louis.
So what's the plan? Do they still want to try and go for these macro plays? The same that they were able to do in game number 2, but 3, sorry. But honestly, Chip and Louis, they have a very different effect. Bin still has the stun, still able to corral very much quicker than the Louis.
And with the Chip, you can go and take the portal, but you can go back to where you came from. And that's something that a lot of teams have been able to take advantage of. Right? You come
Victor.
in, you participate,
Dirt
and then
bag.
you go back. Like a good day's work in the office.
Is that the real?
With
Is it the
Louis,
real
it's a bit
BTK
more
Victor?
all in, and of course, it's a lot less
Damn, why
spontaneous. Right?
am I a
There's
dirt bag, bro?
last time a delay that the Chip doesn't really have to really deal with. So with the Roger and
Oh, yeah, it's the
Fredrin,
real one,
a
bro.
good brawl, but against a Faramis, I feel like
Hey,
they
Vic.
really
What's
need
up, bro?
something else here.
You don't love?
Kaja
We're
would
not
still
cool
be a
no
good
more?
choice for both RRQ and Geek, honestly, right? We know the Kaja
Oh.
combination with the Louis, so RRQ could just leave it open and pick it up themselves. They also have good burst
You want
damage
mod, bro?
for the Kaja follow-up. Once you go Divine Judgment, there's a Roger. They can take advantage of that. There's a Louis burst as well. So that's why they banned Angela. They're just taking away sustain from Geek Fam, because it looks like Geek Fam are setting up for that kind of comp. Faramis Florin, Faramis Angela, sustain.
Hashtag let Cardi
back
mod.
and forth. Season 12 Geek Fam.
by the way, in Season 13 of MPL MY, Fredrin, Luoyi, Chip, and Harith has become the hero with a 100% pick and ban rate.
I need
during
Geek to
their
win this game so I can go to
playoffs.
sleep,
So you
guys.
can imagine how much prio we saw at MY, but we're also seeing the exact same thing happening here at Indo. Right? Chip, Luoyi, always the picks coming through.
We could see the Ruby pick again from
Angela
Bluff Z,
banned out,
honestly.
Turisla banned out,
The
ladies and
Luke,
gentlemen,
the
back
Luke
into the
Ruby
drafts.
pick.
RRQ,
I think it's a decent answer to
what
the
is
Roger.
the answer now?
I think it's a decent answer to the type formation that RRQ wants to play when they use that.
Be great here. If they want to go and match up with damage, carry is kind of
Top
especially
one,
the
top
late
two.
game, just
I
so
think it's a
difficult
big
to
chance
match
we
when
see
it comes to this
BTR
single target
Onic.
damage. And especially with the Netherrealm, I feel like crowd control would be their best bet to try and make sure that they can keep a Geek
We
from actually
could
doing
see
damage,
Geek or
not by
Aura get
tanking,
the
but
upset
by
over somebody.
actually throwing out some stuns, some catches to try and threaten Shadera from moving forward as well. There we go. It's going to be a
Don't get me
Minotaur.
wrong, we could see the
Considering
upset
short range
happen.
available, it's a very good pick to try and really punish the crowding nature of Geek. Will the Esmeralda make an appearance though, considering the situation here?
I think BTR might win it all, man. I think Onic
Or
might take a
RRQ,
loss this
considering that
season.
Everyone's going to be corralling around
There's a
the same
chance.
way. Of course, against Abaxia, the shielding and regeneration is going to be cut down by quite a bit.
I mean, it's possible, right? But we were worried about the burst against the Esmeralda with the competition that we see right now.
Franco.
Oh, no. Beloyski gets his Franco.
Geek is getting real.
And Luke gets
I'm-
his Lapu Lapu. These are two
I mean, it
power
can
picks.
stop.
The question is,
Again, it's a great
in the
peel for the
early
Roger.
game, who will be able to follow up on these
Decent peel for the
hooks, right?
Roger.
It's not a Luoyi. It's not a Vexana. This is a Faramis.
I don't know who the Lapu I mean, the Lapu dives on the clay, right?
It's
Lapu
about
dives on
getting
Luyi. That's the
someone
goal.
tanky to be in the front, right? We saw the same idea. If there's some utility heroes for RRQ,
But-
someone needs to take the mantle of the main front line against a Franco.
But again,
carry,
RQ's looking
someone
for
that
like
can
tight
actually
plays, like
open up the bush,
everyone
right?
kind of sticking
Someone
together.
who
So
or someone
if
who
Ray
can actually
dives,
take a
like
lot
he's
of damage,
diving into
I
the
think
middle of
is necessary
everybody, so
here
it's
if we
kind
want
of
any
it's
kind
kind of
of control
troublesome.
over the map. It's going to be an Arlet though.
There you go,
Hashtag
additional
sleep for
CC
Trex,
to play
yeah.
with. There's a lot. I think almost everyone, yeah, could try to reset the vengeance for him. Luoyi, everyone except Roger, really. So good draft for RRQ as well. They couldn't have gone for the Esmeralda this time. They're up against Baksha, Franco, and the carry. So many ways to punish that Esmeralda. But late, wow, early, mid, and even late on RRQ.
I think the interaction between the Franco and the Minotaur is going to be interesting, right? Because we've seen some results where the Minotaur can counter-engage the hooks coming in from Franco, especially if the follow-up is short
I haven't seen a
range.
Franco in a while.
And let's take a look at Geek.
Franco's one of those
Pyramid,
heroes,
not
though, where
long
like
range.
even though you don't see it for a long
Laxia,
time,
we have Carry as well. Lapu Lapu.
it doesn't mean
These
he's
are
not
very
viable,
short-range
and he
heroes,
can always be a
maybe at that,
game-changing
so
hero.
I'm wondering if he can actually outmaneuver these kinds of
All right, who do you
plays.
guys got on this draft?
But ladies and gentlemen, once again, match point
Whose draft do you like
for
better?
the Kings of Kings.
The Luyi is just such a
The
variable,
Kingdom,
man.
again, corralling everything they have got. The cavalry, the knights, everything in their arsenal to try
Yeah, I think
and make it
RRQ's draft might be
against
better,
the
honestly.
Kingslayers. One more match is all it takes for Geek to step forward.
Raise your banners.
There's definitely a lot of
RRQ
mechanics for
versus
both
Geek
teams.
Fam, a possible equalizer that will take us to a Game 5 and a possible reverse sweep from RRQ, reversing what happened to them just last season.
Looking at some of the emblems right here, Vin with the Wind's Blessing, you can see a lot of attempts to really roam around, it seems like, from RRQ. And I really like this approach from Vin
There's a
and
lot of
Dawn,
CC in
right?
RQ's
Both can
arsenal.
kind of cover for each other. If they jump on the Minotaur, the final stash can come. If they jump on the Arlet, then the Minion Fury can be used to really cover. But they have to be really in sync with each other, though. So we'll have to see if RRQ will be able to do so. It's Beloyski. He's going for these really high-value hooks from so far away. But as a result, the landing rate of those iron hooks are a lot lower.
So there's absolutely no purifies, by the way, from the side of RRQ.
Dangerous.
Will that be a mistake? We'll see. I mean, so far, Beloyski has launched 2 hooks that we've seen. Both of them have not met the landing. but this is still earlier on.
Oh.
Okay, so that's 3-0 now.
Yeah.
3-0 hook
0-3
rate.
on that hit
It's
rate.
okay though. He
You know
needs
what's
to
a
use
fun fact? Geek Fam are taking a page out of Rebellion's book. This is the combo that we are used to seeing from Rebellion, the Baxia and the Franco. Vincent and Audi TZ usually to secure the Iron Hook.
The mini knockback into the Iron Hook. But we'll see again with RRQ having very good counter engage.
Luke's
as
got
long
level
as
4.
Clay or Skylar doesn't really become the main
Clay
target,
can't
they can
engage.
really turn all these big fights around. Geek already trying to make a advance towards the jungle, but RRQ they
Clay
are
also is
prepared.
level 4.
They missed the whole wave in the bottom lane though.
Watch for the
Because of
diversion.
that, Beloyski is not level 4.
This fight gets
RRQ have an
crazy.
advantage in this turtle. Irad first on this turtle. As Luke hovers around as a final slash for Flicker combo. Coming down another realm to get the
Big
mount.
knockup.
Slams his hammer, picks up the turtle. Beloyski with a Flicker
Watch for the
defensively.
diversion. Watch for the chase. Watch for the chase.
With a stab in front. Don stunned up. Luke dodging
Geek
away
able
from
to,
Rave's
I mean,
grab,
we're
and
able to
Rave
kill
picks
on
up
the
a double.
Don.
So it ends up being equal K.
Oh, Clay!
Flickers
Clay's been
forward,
playing
finds
pretty
a
good the past couple
dispersion,
games.
and gets one back.
Last 2 games.
Irad very aggressively moving forward, but now Luke tries to sandwich him down. Geek Fam, will they continue? A diversion by Clay defensively, and Ray tries to jump on Irad.
Essentially, that's a 3-for-2. Arashi, RRQ pick up 2 kills, traded back, but they were able to secure the neutral objective.
A bit of a scary situation though. The fact that RRQ
Hey,
have,
Geek's-
again,
Geek's
all
still up in
these
gold,
big
though.
team fight tools, and they did get the massive combo and massive
Even though
minion
RRQ
victory on
got
multiple
turtle,
members. I think 4 members.
Geek up in
if I'm not
gold.
mistaken. And even then, it's still a somewhat even trade. I think RRQ, especially against a team like Geek Fam here, needs to be a bit more careful there.
Going back to the point that you were making, Miracle, earlier on, they haven't utilized
Always
it.
watch
They
the
haven't
gold.
utilized the Baxia
That's
and
where the real
Franco
story is
combo
being
just
told.
Yet, and it looks like every time Beloyski is looking for a pick, he doesn't get it. So the value that they are supposed to be getting from the Franco pick, especially from the early stage of the game, pre-level 4 especially, they haven't felt it at all.
Unity though. That's the combo with Iron Hook. No bloody hunt just yet.
Whoa.
That's a knockdown.
Oh, the duality.
Another realm coming down, but
Luke comes in,
the
though.
Spider, able to knock up again.
Good save from Luke. Beloyski able to get away here. Luke looking for more. Gets a stun on 2.
And Ray picks up the killing spree.
Beautiful.
Meanwhile, Flicker like can pounce from
Skylar comes in, though.
With the final slash into
Luke
the
gonna get
bench.
stunned
Resets
up,
it
like can
now.
pounce
Another
again.
dive
Luke able to
in
flicker
towards
away.
Luke. But he's able to flicker out. Look at the top lane. Chadera just munching on that turret. As Ray tries to give him some more space, making Skylar miss out on that whole gold cannon minion.
But it looks like even then, Chidera is still behind.
Definitely isn't supposed to be winning in this matchup. And he did go, by the way, for the tenacity and the firmness in his emblems. Now he's respecting
And
it.
warrior boots first.
Yep, he knows that there's going to be a lot of damage, but oh, look at this.
Another attempt. Ray jumping forward with the shield unity into the Iron Hook, dying to be locked down.
Dawn in
completely.
trouble.
Still able to find a final slash.
Bro,
Oh,
Dawn!
it's a turtle. Luke the bravest fighter now with a few
Luke,
slashes
gonna
down
catch
onto
him,
Dawn.
gonna catch him.
Picks up a kill.
Doesn't
So
have a
1-for-1
flicker.
Train on an Iron Hook as well to disengage as Luke
Able
is
to
chased
dash
down
back.
by Clay. Trying to dodge away from the dispersion
Luke
by
trying to
Clay
sidestep
now.
here.
A flicker
Vin able to
from
come in.
Vin
Clay gets a
into
kill.
Clay's damage. RRQ with another winning team fight.
Geek Fam, they gotta be careful, man. The mid game from RRQ with all these teamfight tools and a Roger and a Fredrin. And there's a lot more fighting power behind their composition. But on the other hand, Skylar has been somewhat left alone, but he's still been able to actually pick up 1 kill.
Both
So I think
junglers
Geek Fam
level
can
8.
try and find ways to slow it down.
Ray 302, Rad
Unfortunately for them,
202.
though, with the roamer being a
Both roamers, 2
Franco,
deaths.
he's kind of forced to be a bit more
Both gold
aggressive.
laners, 0 deaths.
The Kingslayers, they're
Skylar's got a
losing their
kill.
tempo. They're losing this
Clay
tempo.
doing a little
in the
better than a boy right
playoffs,
now.
Where they have gone on a 7-win streak since season 11 against RRQ. They were a game away, and RRQ are putting up this much of a fight. Let's hope mentality is on their side, because momentum definitely isn't.
Oh, Flicker bloody hunt into the council. Vin Minus Fury under the turret.
Oh.
Donald resets on the vengeance, but Beloyski bursts it down. The turret's still standing, and they re-engage
Wow, good,
perfectly.
great counterplay by
RRQ
RQ.
defend the turret and take
Oh,
one
boy.
member. Avoid pull back. Shadow Stampede. Bring 2 members back for Chidera. A free
Oh.
hit. And he is able to find
Well
one
played.
Irad in the back.
Irad
Gets the sack
skirts
down
up.
onto a boy. And just like that, it ends up being 2 for 1.
What a great play from RRQ. The read, the diversion before Geek Fam even initiate on that play. A great read from RRQ, and how good has Dawn been in this game, man. Luke now trying to find something. Bravest Fighter out.
Even the second part of the Bravest Fighter used up defensively. Iron Hook also not connecting. Geek Fam still going for it very desperately. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Rogers making his way back towards the turtle to fight. Another missed hook. Boloyski has been missing, whiffing every single shot.
He's landed like one hook, 2 hooks.
Of the Franco main himself. Conceal. Final slash, the flicker finding a way. Dawn able to find a play right now. The Bravest Fighter is going to use up to the back line where Clay is able to flicker out just in time. Loop for the take, but Finn getting roared down. Skylar now.
Skylar, looking for the outplay.
Gets 2. Luke trying to run away. Skylar going to be dealt with now as an appraiser's track connects on the Luke and one last
bro,
tap
they're just
from Irad.
brawling right now, bro.
3-4-3.
It's a 3-4-3.
Very low. Meanwhile, Ray trying to go up against Irad, who still continues this damage onto Beloy. Clay, full HP back again on Turtle.
Ray's not full though. Is he gonna go for a certain item, or is he going to go for a recall? A boy back in the mix. But the rest of the members are back as well. Turtle is super low at this point. It looks like RRQ should be able to get this uncontested. The Geeks, they don't want to risk anything more.
Wow, man. And the steal! Irad did not retreat the Turtle. You retreat the purple buff away from Ray.
Clean.
Wow.
Very
RRQ
clean.
on fire. Everything just seems to go well for them. Even Clay, who we were kind of doubting, 5-1 right here, and Irad with a 4-0. Even though it's not going as one-sidedly as RRQ would want, they are still getting
Match is going crazy right now, True Spirit, yeah.
Objectives, when it comes to the structures. Even in the bottom side, during the whole sequence, they're able to actually get the bottom side turret with,
great positioning.
with a big play from Skylar, just cutting the waves and allowing the
Great
minions
positioning.
to just get that bottom turret for free. Went for the diversion play right here, but they won't be able to find anything just yet. This is where Geek usually start making big plans. This is a mistake though.
Onto Irad,
nice hook.
Iron Hook and the bloody helm with the shadow stampede. Done! Fight a 3-man final snatch. Irad is going to be
Bro, they keep walking into that Minoan's Fury, bro.
Well, falling.
Been down, right down. Oh, big counterplay. The Shadow Stampede again on 2. 4-man wipe.
Where Geek Fam completely take over. It's a wipeout for the Kingslayers.
Well played, well played.
In the mix of it all, ladies and gentlemen, the Kingslayers, they want to stay the Slayers. They don't want to be the King Slaves. And they go for a wiped out in the 9th minute of the game, completely turning things around. Look at the space, look at the comeback. Chidera going to be able to get this tower in the bottom side. The mid tower falls, the top side falls.
3 towers.
And despite everything, Geek are now holding control over the 2K gold lead that previously was RRQ's.
RRQ just going completely full all-in, engage every single time. And the issue is Chidera has a Purify. So when these fights are happening, they're trying to match the Netherrealm with
all it takes is one hook, man.
Is just constantly hitting again and again. That is something that they really have to try and maneuver around or plan against somehow. Because if they just keep going for these
just
big
one hook
combos with a Final Slash and Minion Fury, it's been proven about twice right now that it doesn't really work as well as they really wanted to.
Oh, Irad very close to being hooked there.
Irad, level 12 right now, but so is Ray. Uh-oh, conceal play.
Guys, don't mess with Ken right now. He's on the edge of his seat.
Once again, Irad, very
let him be. Let him be.
Not gonna
let him be,
get
boys.
Taken out just yet, but it looks like both
He's on the edge of his seat.
Are looking for that loophole. Because technically, if Geek want to go for a full 5v5, RRQ, they have a lot of tools to play with. They're also anticipating the fact that Clay can utilize the diversion to look for a proper back door. But it doesn't look like Clay want to open it up just yet. That nearly lands, but it doesn't. Look at this chess match. Look at the mind games happening between both of these teams.
Oh, bro.
Skylar is just comfortable leaving the team to go on the other side. These hooks are getting more and more dangerous just due to how the teams have been able to get items to really get the power spikes. There with the Wind of Nature right now means that Dawn and Irad can't really zone him away as reliably.
Boyski looking for the hook.
Not the right engage though. They don't want to go
Doesn't
for Don. They want to go
land.
for the Rad.
That was close.
Final slash onto Ray with a voice
Ray.
shot as well. But the boy comes in with
Gotta
another
get out
round
of there,
just in
bro.
time. Vin pulled back, and the bloody hunt caught.
Oh! Vin down.
Jumps in with the Ravens fighter. That's
That's
a kill
huge.
picked up by Ray.
No Owen's
Meanwhile,
Fury.
now Don goes into the back line with the
Skylar
Rad locked
gets
in as well.
hooked.
Chidera still free hitting in the back
Like
line.
him pounce.
Stampede gets used up once
The
again.
Rad
Don
low.
will fall.
Chidera trying to get more
dashes
hits.
out to safety.
Don forced to
Geek
run
Fam
away.
winning in this fight, but only by 1 kill.
But Don gets caught really low. This is gonna force him to recall. And it looks like Clay is going to. I think he's gonna divergent him back into the Lord dance. But they don't go for it. They know that they have enough time. They don't want to waste in that resource. A boy gonna be able to clear in this mid side, and it's a complete reset from both these teams.
Oh. Okay, it's a bit of a scouting diversion right here. RRQ, they're trying to stabilize back. The fact that Fredrin can heal up technically by just farming in the jungle, and there is a diversion to be used, gives them a bit of an edge. But on the top side, the wave has done its job for RRQ, pushing the turret. It didn't
I thought
get the
that hook
turret,
hit.
and now it's bouncing back for RRQ. So now there's a bit more urgency for RRQ to try and get something decisive right here. But they just have to find Chidera, and he's been so elusive in these fights, man. He knows he doesn't have to force anything.
Do they really want to go for a team fight here, though?
Bro,
Clay
Rad
doesn't
took
have
the litho.
Finisher.
That was
Skylar
dirty.
doesn't either.
That was.
Looking for diversion play, maybe.
Boy just got lightning trunch.
Man, too many questions.
That
And
looked
there's
like
so
a
much
bug,
risk
didn't it?
involved with
Like
every
that
single
hook
one of these options
looked like it landed,
for both
bro.
these teams. Ray's trying to make a play though.
Opening up the map, trying to find a shield unity. Good spacing
Like, but
by
since the
Don.
Lord hit at the same time, that was weird. That was a weird hitbox right there.
Once again, Beloyski looking for an iron hook. Oh, Iran's playing with fire.
You can see how much pressure is on both of these teams. Geek want to close this out as soon as possible, but for RRQ, it's not just about winning the game. If they lose it, it's not just about losing the game. It's about losing their entire playoff run and their
They do force
contention
him
for
away.
MSC.
That's an iron hook into the bloody hunt, into the shadow stampede, into the damage of Chidera, who melts him down. A good appraiser's wrath gets them low, but another round grants him another HP. With a minion fury.
That's
into the
cleanup
back,
time.
and
Cleanup time for
Skylar
RRQ.
pounce. Finds Chidera, shuts him down. The re-engage was perfect for RRQ.
That's a 1-for-2 trade, but Chidera is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, I repeat, Chidera is gone. RRQ with 4 men up. They're going to go for the blitz here. A boy, Luke, Ray, they seem to be in the vicinity.
They still
Do they
might
want to
go
go
for
for
this.
a miracle play?
Look at the health bars. Ray with a shield unit into the Raven Spider.
Is that
Now
the right?
look at
What are they
Razor's wrath and
doing,
Clay.
bro?
Dispersion
Why would they do
rotation.
that?
An elimination. Skylar chasing a boy. Running into the hills he goes, a boy. And the Lord goes in favor of RRQ.
What a game we have on our hands,
Still a
man.
game, still a
The fact that
game.
Geek were able to get the pickup onto
Everybody
Dawn.
comes up in
It seemed like
time.
it was over, but
Gold
RRQ,
at pretty much
they
a
find the
standstill.
play, they find
RRQ with a
Chidera.
slight lead.
Now with the Lord, they can play some macro planning to really get their hands on Geek Fam. Looking at the in-game equipment, you're approaching that late stage, and Skylar is full built. He won't, he's going for a swap here, it seems, right? But Chidera isn't really on full yet, and look at Beloyski!
Nice hook.
Iron hook in the midst of it all. Dawn with the final slash as well. Minion Fury won't be used up just yet. In the midst of it all, still going to be done. Use it vengeance now. Minion
Owen's
Fury
Fury.
catches onto all of them, but it's in the tier 2.
Finn goes down.
An iron hook again.
Another
to the
hook.
Clay, who's able to flicker out. Luke unable to find the stun onto him. Skylar, Lycan pounds in the mid lane, trying to look for a tier 2, but there's no minions. The rest of Geek Fam rotating up top to clear the Lord. There are more waves to deal with as RRQ continue the siege.
They can't maximize the value. They can't go in for the inhibitor turrets, but these outer turrets
It's a game,
have
boys.
been taken down. Except for this bottom lane, ladies and gentlemen, with 2 members taken off the board.
Can actually hard carry
have
RRQ.
successfully been able to defend this one. I think we're gonna go to a replay now. Take a look at how this all unraveled. That's an iron hook from so far away.
And look at how much is used to try and stop the initial engage. And look at how far back the real damage dealers for the side of Geek Fam are. Even though Vin is able to knock the majority of them up, it doesn't really matter because it doesn't last for that long. And at the same time, when Geek Fam is doing damage, Clay can't really output that 8 and 2 and 7 low Yi damage, which is very critical. Now they're grouping together, trying to maybe,
Looking for
lay
a position.
trap for Beloyski, who's been fishing around for a bit more value. And if they can get a massive diversion play here, They might be just saving that
Bro,
option for when
Geek
the
should be
Lord
put.
is up
Geek,
there.
Geek needs to
The
play
less
that
you
long
use
lane
it,
down there,
the
but they
more
don't have vision and
surprising
they're.
it can be in
No, they know
field.
they're all mid now. Send Luke down.
That slow game.
Send Ray down.
neutral
Somebody to.
objective.
I guess
They have to be
it's
very
building
careful.
up, right? They
With
went
a
out on
diversion
that.
ready, with an iron
Yeah,
hook
yeah,
ready.
yeah.
There are
It was
tools
actually
from
smart, I
both
guess, to leave it
look
there.
for pickoffs.
Wave slow
Everyone's
pushes.
on their toes right now. They understand the risk. More so for RRQ. Again, if they lose this game, they say goodbye to playoffs. They say goodbye to MSC. They say goodbye to Riyadh. And they say goodbye to that life-changing prize pool. Beloyski unable to get that hook in as they still look for more. The calm before the storm takes
Bro, you can
one
tell
mistake
Beloyski is like
to
looking
turn
for
things
the
around.
play, bro.
They go for Dawn.
So
They get Dawn
hard.
in! Once again with a quicker forward, Dawn with final
They get
slash as well.
Dawn.
Right in the midst of it all, Luke gonna be able to use the bravest fighter as Dawn gets melted down.
They get one. They can
Luke
back off,
flickering
back off,
backwards.
back off,
They
back
have
off, back
found
off, back
Dawn.
off.
And look at the timer. Couldn't have been more
Back
perfectly
off.
rad. All alone,
no.
but look at the diversion
Oh.
in the back as well.
Wait,
This
wait,
is
wait,
all
wait,
the
wait,
diversion
wait.
For them to jump
RQ.
on Chidera.
Chidera in a bad spot.
Chidera kiting Minus Fury. Used
Chidera
up,
able
but
to
Chidera
kite.
will fall.
Still gonna go
to
down.
Finn Whitney
Ray.
slams the hammer down. Irad
beautiful
was only a
divergent play.
distraction.
Beautiful divergent play.
That was an amazing bait by RRQ. You'd think it'd be catastrophic for them to lose Dawn, but they lose Chidera and Ray in the process. The two core members for this lure to take. And this should be it. A boy looking for a miracle.
They don't
Everybody
have a
looking for a
retry,
miracle,
bro.
even
They
Luke.
don't have to
But he's
force
forced
this.
to use the bravest fighter defensively.
Oh.
Skylar wants to go
They don't have to
in,
force it, bro.
baits out the Nether Realm and runs back.
They can defend.
That's it. A perfect Lord for RRQ.
Every single time, it seems like, oh, RRQ, you're letting someone get jumped on by Geek Fam. It has turned out to be a misdirection. And right there, we called it, right? They're going to wait for the Lord to go for a diversion play. We just didn't expect it to go quite like that. Now with the Lord, though, it's a great opportunity for RRQ, but they have to try and be smart about this. Geek Fam, they have the late game carry damage and they have the Faramis. They can't just go for a wild dive right here. They have to try and go for like a three-wave push, avoid getting hooked, and take down these structures before they can even attempt at doing anything. And you have to keep in mind, Geek Fam have the advantage of having a Faramis. He can get taken out.
Bro,
and
but it's like,
respawn
where
a
does
lot
Chidera
faster
even
than a lot of
position,
his
bro?
members, and
When you
Geek
got a
Fam is
diversion
notorious
coming, when at any
for
point you
using
can be
that
attacked from every side.
passive to their advantage.
It's a tough
enough.
positioning.
Look at the siege coming through. All the waves are pushing. The dodge, the quick feet. They're coming to play right now.
Finn's
But
also
remember,
getting better
Clay
at timing
still
his
has
Melon's
the
Fury.
diversion.
He waits
He likes to
until
go
after
for a
the
different
Netherrealm comes
angle.
out.
Only one wave. And there's a wave into the top lane. Ray with the poisons used up already. Irad locking him down now with the dispersion and the rotation, forcing another realm out. Chidera doing work on the Lord. Irad very low. Finn marching forward. Minus Fury defensively flickering backwards, but is able to find two.
Oh, final slash!
Final slash into a
Disgusting.
dispersion. A boy finds the ghost bursters as he pulls Dom back, but he's still able to find the vengeance. And now, Skylar continues the onslaught, continues to run the
A
Kingslayers
boy's up,
down.
a boy's up, a boy's up, a boy's
Beloyski
up.
has been taken out. A boy against the world. Skylar now leave it like and bounce the final one to pick up an
Jeez.
unofficial mania.
Game 5, bro.
The kingdom erupts.
Game 5.
Brick by brick, they have built back the kingdom's foundation.
Where's all the Ken haters
One
at?
game to go.
Where's all the Ken haters
They've
at?
done it. RRQ Hoshi have equalized the series 2-2. It felt like everything was put up against them. It felt like the odds weren't in their favor. But with the support of their people, with the support of the kingdom, they have arisen and they will force this to a full
Good way to
best
start the
of
playoffs.
5.
What a series.
What a turn of events.
What a turn of events. And what better stage to play this incredible series than on the MPL ID stage.
Bro.
In the Jakarta International Velodrome. With perfect objectives. Irad leads RRQ to match point.
And it's official, I believe. None of the casters have predicted correctly.
No. Wait, somebody went 3-2.
Oh, really? Is it KB? Sounds like a K. No, KB went 3-0.
Someone went 3-2, but in favor of RRQ. That person could be correct.
Ranger Amos? Is it Ranger Amos? Could it be Momo-chan?
Could be.
Could be Momo-chan. It was Momo-chan on the left.
Momo-chan.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Look at the fans. I mean, what is a kingdom without their people, right? And with this much support, with this much corralling behind them,
Marquee
they
in.
have already turned so many expectations around. It was 3-1 for Geek, 3-0 for Geek. Now we're back to a 2-2.
Marquee in.
And I ain't trying to be a killjoy, but the last time we saw Geek Fam push back, they brought out the solution. I'm kind of nervous to see if that is something that we can expect.
What do you think?
It's possible. I mean, do you think that Chidera is underperforming?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I feel RRQ have just been outperforming Chidera with those flanks. They've been really creative with the Luo Yi, with the chip as well. And now we're 2-2.
Oh, man.
I'm impressed by Skylar. No, wait, Skylar is a given. I'm impressed by Dawn. We didn't see this kind of, I mean, we saw it a few times. Like, it was there.
Oh,
but
I'm about to watch
that
the last game
glimmer
from the
didn't
bed,
last
guys.
very long in the regular season. But again, it seems like he's fired up. The plays that he goes for, the life-changing final slashes that ultimately gave
It's late.
the win on a silver platter for the rest of the members to follow up on with the damage, Clay's macro plays.
Watch it, no tracks.
Arashi, your team.
Watch it on stream.
I mean, I'm smiling.
Whenever I leave,
on?
your predictions
No, you
go
gotta
bad,
believe
huh?
sometimes. I keep saying that, but man, if you guys notice, Coach Phil passed by. He looked at the supporters and went.
Calm down. One more.
One more.
One more.
That's cool. That's main character energy from Coach Phil. Man, what? Oh, I'm so nervous right now because honestly, either way, whoever comes out on top, I think it has been an insane series, completely entertaining, and I think no real fan base can really say that, oh, our team underperformed in this match.
For sure.
I would say.
Would have expected.
Arashi.
Nah, bro, no
Oh,
jersey,
yeah,
no jersey powers
But
tonight.
I mean,
May the best
Speaking of
team
this
win, man.
incredible game to
Like I said, I
victory to
came into
equalize,
this.
Arashi mentioned all the way
I
in
came
the
into
first
this.
game, before the first
Not
game
vote.
started,
Not
RRQ
neither
are
of these
momentum
teams are like
team.
my favorite team.
They have
So
momentum in their hands.
Whoever
right now.
wins, wins.
It's a 2-0 in the last 2 games.
Have we seen this for Geek though? Them winning 2-0,
Yes.
equalized, and then they win?
And they lose. Season 11 playoffs when they made it to the play-ins. First match, first day, they were up against Evos. They won 2-0, and then Evos reverse swept them.
So this is a problem.
It's a problem, and it happened in an odd season as well.
I mean, you gotta be fair. Evos, match point Evos is a whole different beast.
Will you
And you have
cast in
whole
Riyadh
thing going
MSC?
on, but
No announcements
sure.
yet,
I
man.
do think that's still a bit dangerous though, because Geek Fam, I've always been vocal about saying that they're really good the longer the game goes when Baloyski can kind of start playing some mind games. But right now, with the kind of momentum that RRQ
Oh
has,
no.
maybe they're the ones that are, you know, when you're trying to
Oh no.
scare someone and you're like, oh, he's gonna flinch, but he doesn't. It feels like almost
shoot
like
a new shot, what's
Baloyski
up?
is trying to figure something out, how to
Yeah, it's almost 5. It's gonna be 6 by the time this is over.
Just going at it, and it's just throwing off all the calculations from Baloyski. Brute force.
I mean, to be honest, RRQ, what do they have to lose, right? I think a lot of people already wrote them off for playoffs as a
Right.
whole, right? So nobody expected this. I don't think they were even prepared themselves to be able to get to playoffs. And they finally get to this point, and they're like, you know what? Win or lose, we're like just lucky to be here, right? But
Oh,
you
yeah.
know who wasn't lucky? Geek, because of this performance by Dawn.
Sleep can
presented by the
wait,
official
bro.
tournament
We still have
smartphone,
all of
Samsung
playoffs to
Galaxy.
watch. I think I gotta call
He
it, guys.
performed so well in the
I
previous
can't
game,
burn
and
out
now
early.
He performs this well. Whether
I
it's
can't burn
on
out
the
early.
Esmeralda, the Arlet. What happened? I mean, look, don't look at the KDA.
Sorry,
right?
guys.
He doesn't
I love you
reflect
guys.
Properly.
True.
On what he was able to do.
I have to.
What changed?
It's day
with
1.
Dawn?
It's 5
Because
a.m.
he's no longer Dawn, Eterna. Excuse you. He's
I've
the
worked
Dawn.
in 6
Oh.
hours.
The Dawn. He
I've
was
worked
just so
in
good,
six
and it really
hours,
seems
man.
that he has a goal in mind. He wants to be disruptive. He wants to be
You want me to keep the stream on?
Did not care if he
I don't
gets
think I'm
taken
allowed
out.
to do
And he was
that.
able to survive for so long. Here's the clear game highlights for our official gold partner, Ube as gold. All the way from the early game, Dawn was just so actively making plays happen left and right. And like you said, Eterna, the KDA does not reflect his impact here at all. Because for the most part, we talked about how if Vin wants to try and have utility from this Minotaur, someone else has to bear the burden of being the main sandbag. Well, Dawn absolutely bore that burden, and even though Geek were able to really come back, especially after this one massive play, overall, I think RRQ's decision-making, adaptation in this game, again, the mind games, the crazy maneuvers they're able to make.
If Yawi,
It's
we'll
just
watch
really
Yawi play
clear,
tomorrow.
flickering onto Chidera to pressure him away from his team.
Okay,
but he
we
can't
can
have
watch
any
Yawi
backup.
play
Look at
tomorrow.
that. What happened, man? Something happened between game
Guys,
2
when
and 3.
you know when all you guys want to step up and
Shout out though to your rat.
somebody wants to donate so much that they can pay my bills, then I'll gladly stream all of these every night, all the time,
Objectives, turtles,
all 12 hours of
Avoiding
them.
hooks.
But until that time,
and remember that
Trex has to work. I'm sorry.
He was always able to
Trex has a job to go do in 6 hours.
while also dodging the hooks, and he played it perfectly.
Definitely.
When we're getting so many views that
I'm still wondering.
we're just killing it.
We'll talk about that later, but yeah, see, I told
Yes.
you.
Yes, Eterna.
I told you. I told
pattern.
you.
Game 1.
10 minutes, 15 minutes, 18 minutes, 20 minutes.
20 minutes. All right, so next
23
game,
minutes?
57. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean.
All right, much love, guys.
It's a bit extra.
I'll see you
But
tomorrow
man, Not a
night.
single